Jesse, what's going on?
How you doing, man?
I feel pretty good today.
I'm feeling great, Johnny.
Today, we have our buddy Dakota Miller, known as yksopretty.
Yeah, what's up?
His new album is 888. Is that how it's pronounced?
Yeah. I actually, it's an EP. It's an EP. I know I said it was an album, but it's an EP.
Okay.
Yeah.
His EP 888.
We've covered the difference between EPs and albums on here before.
We did. What was it, Jesse?
EPs, well, I'll let the artist explain. Go ahead, Dakota.
Yeah. I mean, EP stands for extended play, but I feel like EPs are meant to come before you release something big, you know what I mean? It usually comes before you drop an album.
It's the album sampler.
Yeah, mostly. It's supposed to give you a feel of like what the artist has to offer, and then when the album drops, you get a complete picture of what it is. Because there's EPs, LPs, you know, all that stuff. Yeah.
It's cool to be able to say I released an EP.
Yeah.
An EP. Have you released an LP?
I think the longest thing I've ever released was only like 7 tracks. So.
Have you released an album?
Yeah. So the self-titled. So right before I changed my name, from. First of all, I'm with Joey.
I was gonna say we got Slim Porno in the middle.
I'm with Porno, Slim, and Buddah. But yeah, so like, but right before I changed my name to yksopretty, I was just called YK, and that was my self-titled album. YK was the album. That was the one I wanted to drop. But I would say that 888, the EP that I just dropped, has more realistic value towards what I want to be reciprocated as. You know what I mean? Like, that's actually the music that I wanted to make. You know what I mean? Like, YK was good. I still listen to it. I still like it and stuff like that. But
I'm not gonna lie, I like Dying Alive.
Yeah, Dying Alive is straight fire,
that one was cool.
Bro. Yeah. And I like doing that stuff too. But it's like that stuff's probably not gonna be the biggest thing around here, you know what I mean? People like to listen to like hyper stuff, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. So I have released the album. It's called YK. That's available everywhere. 888's available everywhere. Dying Alive is available everywhere.
Everywhere, everybody.
Yeah, everywhere you can get music.
Just say
anywhere
everywhere.
that you want.
Everywhere, ladies and gentlemen.
Amazon Music, if you use that weird shit, you know, go ahead. So
Don't nobody use that.
I don't
know. Which one of you guys uses Spotify over iTunes?
I don't even have a Spotify. I just have an artist account with Spotify. I don't pay for Spotify or nothing like that. So mostly I use SoundCloud. That's what I use. Yeah. I listen to almost all my music.
Well, you're on iTunes.
I am. I'm on everything. And I have an iPhone now, but I just don't see. I don't know. And iTunes is leaving. They're getting rid of iTunes. So
iTunes, not Apple Music.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So because, do you use like an RSS feed link to get your music on Apple, or is it like
so we go through a distributor known as DistroKid.
Okay.
That's our distributor. So we go through them. We pay a fee per year, and they send it everywhere. They do all that for us. It's all through metadata and, you know, the computer and shit like that.
Sounds similar to this.
It's interesting.
Because Buzzsprout is like what I use as my my host. And what was I going to say? I totally just got lost. Buzzsprout is like it gives you a thing. It's called an RSS feed link, and you give iTunes Podcast Connect or whatever that like. It's called iTunes Podcast. It's through Apple, but you give them an RSS feed link, and then they take it, and then like some guy asked me if I'm on Castbox. I'm like, I don't know what Castbox is. Right. And he's like, dude, I use Castbox all the time. I was like, I don't think
that sounds like LimeWire.
I was like, I don't think I'm on it.
For the past.
And then he was like, what do you call it? And I told him, and he pulls it up, and I was on it.
What is RSS feed link? What does that stand for?
So an RSS feed link is like, I'm trying to think of like a good analogy. Imagine if you wanted your YouTube videos that you make on tons of more things that aren't YouTube, but you don't want to upload them to each
So it
thing.
is like a distributor then?
Yeah.
That's
it's like a distributor, but not everybody grabs it itself. So like I go to Spotify and they asked for my RSS feed link. I gave it to them. I gave it to iTunes. I gave it to, I think, Google Podcasts. I gave them to everybody that takes an RSS feed link. it goes to all.
Yeah, it sends to the.
All I do is I
everywhere.
say schedule for 5 a.m. on Wednesday.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
what we do exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
I want to see if it was similar
I
because
think that's the same thing. I think DistroKid would just be for music.
Yeah.
You're doing most like video stuff.
yeah, well, mainly the audio portion of the podcast is where the RSS feed link becomes necessary.
Yeah, it sounds like the same thing. It sounds like I'm just cutting out the middleman with instead of doing the RSS, I just let them do it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Which they probably do something similar.
Yeah, you should look into it. DistroKid's great. I've heard a lot of terrible things about a lot of distributors.
Yeah.
DistroKid just is always on point. They never mess up. You can contact them. Like I have a hard time getting a hold of Spotify because on Spotify I have two Spotify profiles. I have one for YK and then I have one for YK So Pretty.
Okay.
But I want to get rid of YK, and Spotify getting hold of them is like
You're trying to you have like an artist page and you're trying to
yeah. So like before I changed my name used to be YK on Spotify, but now it's YK So Pretty. And I did that because I wanted to. You could go on Spotify and you could type in YK and there's like 500 people that pop up, you know what I mean? But if you type in YK and then you put that S after it,
it's like that's what kept happening. Every time I look yours up, it's like I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Top one.
Yeah. It always, and if you like Google my name, I'm the first one to come up. So that was just me rebranding to make sure that like I wasn't gonna be cut out of like opportunities that were gonna come by. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to be the first person that comes up when you search YK So Pretty. I want to be the only person that comes up.
This man's a hustler.
You know
Jesse.
what I mean?
It's true.
You know what I mean? So
awesome.
like it's like if you had like a bottled soda and you were trying to sell it, but you were gonna go with like a similar name, like you're always gonna be when they bring you up. You're
Corn
gonna be,
soda.
Yeah,
Sweet
you're
corn
always
soda.
gonna be pictured with those others. You know what I mean? You're always gonna be in a pile. So it's just making your way to the top of the pile.
That was the most annoying thing, like figuring out like my YouTube name.
Right.
And like I changed it to QUASARVISION because like I haven't found anything that's QUASARVISION. But there's a long like inside story behind it where
Right.
when we were filming
What was the old YouTube channel name? Something Studios?
It was
or?
Cheap Scene Studio. I
Cheap
thought of
Scene
that in my bed in 2011. in my bunk bed in 2011 when I was in 7th grade. I was like, well, we make like cheap, like stupid videos.
Right.
So
and that all started from like the media class in Roseville, right? Like that's where you started doing that stuff, right?
QUASARVISION or video?
No, but like video in general.
I've been doing video since I was like 8.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
see, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I picked up my dad's video camera when I was little.
Oh,
I
damn.
got super into it. I don't know. I was like playing with it. I was like making it do like flips and stuff, pretending it was like a roller coaster. And then like me and my buddy Tom were making a video and he was like dancing or something. I don't know. But then there was a card cut, but the tripod didn't move. But a shoe in the background did. And it just like disappeared in a snap.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy, that was sweet. I was like, it just disappeared.
Yeah.
And then like we were doing it like with ourselves. We were like, here, stand in front of that brick wall. No, you have to stand right there.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And then I'd be like, okay, walk away. And then we record and we'd go back in the house and we'd like plug it into the TV, like rewind the tape and watch it. We're like, dude, that's the sweetest
Dude,
thing
not
ever.
a lot of people know this, but I used to make YouTube videos when I was like real young.
I knew
real
this.
thick. I was a busty bitch. I was a big girl. And fucking I used to make videos. I know exactly what you're talking about. How you have like one frame where you're standing there, and then if you have the exact same frame where the camera didn't move and you move out of the frame, you could edit them together and it makes it look like you disappeared.
Just hard cut it.
Yeah,
It was the coolest thing.
It's
It was
the
like the most
dumbest shit.
overused effect ever.
Yeah, I
But it was
feel
like the
that. I
best
feel that.
effect.
Right.
We made some funny videos back then, John.
We did make some funny videos, Jesse. You know what I just watched recently was our Batman and Robin video.
Oh, that's a classic.
It's me and Jesse in his messy ass room, and he has we have like these big fat orange tip like airsoft guns all over the place, and I don't even remember really the premise. It was we just called it Batman and Robin.
Yeah, we didn't dress up as Batman and Robin.
No, we just called ourselves Batman and Robin. It was a funny.
We had a pimp costume that we put on Johnny, and he was the
hell
villain.
yeah.
So like, and he was Robin. So like, I shot him and then rescued him.
I
Wild.
remember the biggest thing was like I could not stop laughing when I was acting. I could not stop.
That's the thing, especially if you're making shit with your friends and stuff like that. It's always a time where you're not supposed to laugh, where you just be like laughing and shit.
God.
I get that completely.
I feel like if you're not enjoying like the work you're doing and like actually having fun doing it, then it's
It's
that's
not
like
work.
a huge thing with performing too. So like if you're not having a good time up there, especially if you make it difficult for other people to have a good time.
You ever have bad times?
Oh yeah, bro. I used to hate performing, bro. Ask them, bro.
Now, was it a bad
never
time
perform.
or you just hated it?
I think it was more had to do with the music that I was making. So like around here, people don't really like the sad boy vibes, and that's what I was like obsessed with when I first started making music. Cause I come from like a long line of listening to like I grew up on I grew up on like heavy like metal music, and like I was listening to like Flyleaf and like Evanescence and shit like that when I was a kid.
Man,
You know what I mean?
shredded.
Yeah. So I was listening to like I grew up with all girls in my family, so like I have listened to everything, bro. From like JoJo to like Celine Dion, like it's all incorporated. So like
It could be some good stuff.
yeah, and especially like in the wake of like artists like Young Lean and like like Lil Peep and all them and stuff, and the whole sad boy like vibe and shit like that. Like that's the image that I was trying to capture, but I felt like when I was performing it, like it just wasn't reciprocated like greatly by the listeners. You know what I mean?
You see people's faces and stuff.
Yeah. So
examining too much.
You kind of gotta like. I don't want to say like I dumbed myself down, but I more or less stopped focusing on like what I wanted to hear and tried to incorporate more of like what other people wanted to hear. And now when I perform, it's awesome because I actually want to do it. You know what I mean?
Sweet.
It was kind of like tearing off a Band-Aid like when I used to do it, because I would go up there and I would already know that I was like, as soon as the beat dropped, I already know people would
It's a good
stop
time.
listening. Well, like, no, I'm talking about when I used to do like sad boy like performances and shit like that. Like as soon as the beat dropped, I already knew people weren't listening. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Yeah. But I never made it like like difficult for people to listen. It was just people want to hear what they want to hear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And people are gonna hear what they want to hear. So now when I do shows, I try to formulate it around the crowd that I'm doing it in front of.
I would always watch musicians and I'd be like, I don't think I could perform. I'd be like nervous. Like I'd see you play. How long have you been actually like doing on stage work? Since you were like little.
About 10 years.
Yeah, because you play guitar, don't you?
And I was
Yeah,
7 or 8 when I started playing on stage and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's weird. It's like you're talking about, people not listening to you.
Yeah.
It happens at all levels. Like
It does.
Neil Young. He's like
sounds super
like an old songwriter, like
okay.
Bob Dylan type, just a big legend. I went and saw him at this the Fox Theater, and like it was just an acoustic show, and it was just him without a band, just with acoustic guitars playing stuff. And there were people there just like yelling and being rude, and the dude's just trying to talk and tell stories, and like there's a legend there, and people it sounded like he was in a coffee shop and people are like, shut up, I'm trying to drink, you know. It was fucking ridiculous. It's like no matter what level you get to, you're always gonna have to get over that stuff.
Yeah, that is weird. I totally agree with you. Yeah, that's strange how people are like that. I think it has a lot to do with
they're just assholes.
Well, that I mean, we could say that that's the reason.
To be fair, they were fans. Like they were like yelling out songs they wanted to hear, but it's just a miscommunication.
I guess they did pay for it.
Yeah. Well, they did. Yeah, everybody's pumped to be there, but
right. Like we went and did this show for my buddy James St. John's. He threw a little house party or whatever, and we showed up in it, and it wasn't what we imagined it would have been.
Not at all.
You know what I mean? But we made the best of the situation, and I performed.
had fun.
And we had fun. And
We kind of took it over though.
yeah.
We were like, we're gonna do this how like we want to do it.
Yeah. Because all the performers it was very low key, you know what I mean? And this was before 888 dropped. This was probably a couple weeks before it dropped. And I did a whole like unreleased set of all 888, and it went really good. But there was this kid before me who like freaked out on like he like freaked out. I don't remember his name. I don't want to like name drop like that.
He was
but,
telling
like,
us
I'm
to
just saying,
shut up and listen.
Yeah, he like freaked out on everybody. He was like, "Shut the hell up!"
He said,
and fucking
he said, "Shut the fuck up."
Yeah, and it's like from a standpoint of someone being in the crowd, like that's not something that we want to hear.
That made me walk away.
When I had to go downstairs
we
because
went
I was just like
downstairs
I couldn't do it. I've never done anything like that at a show.
Yeah,
but I've definitely not performed because of the way I feel of where it could go. You know,
like cancel last minute.
I mean, it's not even. I guess it could be last minute, but it's not like I'm doing shows at the fucking Madison Square Garden. You know what I mean? No one's losing money when I don't perform. You feel me?
Yeah.
But like if we're doing shows at the bar and stuff like that, and there's nobody at the bar, I mean,
who's gonna stop you to just not
exactly.
No,
it's
it's yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Paid
more,
rehearsal.
Yeah, I mean that's how I started looking at it. Is now I look at it because I guess that was just like a bitter mindset I had, and I could understand why, because I just wanted people to like understand what I was trying to do. You know what I mean? But now I see it as this is all just free practice.
Yeah.
You know?
A couple of weeks ago, I was playing this festival over in the west side of the state. And normally there's a couple hundred people out there. It's not huge, but it's just like a carnival. And I was playing with this band. And the Saturday night, like the big night, we were playing late. And there was supposed to be a big crowd, but it started pouring rain. And we literally played to 6 people in the middle of this giant grass field.
That's how it was at the party. We were in a
It was hilarious.
We were
It's probably a good time for them.
It was, yeah. Oh, well, they loved it. They were dancing. They got totally into it because it's Grateful Dead people. They're like,
Oh,
That's what
okay.
I'm saying. Sometimes it's better to have those like intimate shows because they can. Of course, there's less that can go wrong, but there's also the people that are there listening probably actually want to be there.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
They're there for a reason.
they're there for the
When we were-
ride.
When we were there doing the 10 people show in the loft for James, I mean that's kind of what it felt like. Like, I mean, it was just I like
And
smaller-
whoever was there liked it too.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
loved it.
Yeah, I like the smaller intimate shows do mean more than these big extravagant shows, where there's a lot riding on it. You know
Like
what
more
I mean?
personal.
Yeah.
Almost
yeah.
feels. I feel like with I don't know. I don't perform. I was nervous enough. Like when we started doing this, I was like, I shouldn't be on camera. I was like, I shouldn't be talking.
Right.
Who wants to, like I just want to like
Then-
manage everything.
But then you might thinking like that, you might stop yourself from like actually.
Yeah. I kind of. I was like, I don't want to get super deep into this podcast, and I'm still nothing to do with it, and I start regretting.
Yeah, exactly.
know?
Exactly.
Like
So
the
it's
first time we
always-
were shooting, I was like sitting here. I was like, I'm really doing this, and everyone's like, this is the first time I seen you on camera like ever.
That's what you look like?
Yeah, no, like that's just how it has to be sometimes. Sometimes you have to get uncomfortable, you know what I mean? Like if you
Yeah.
always exist in your comfortable zone, your comfort bubble,
Yeah.
you lose a lot of opportunities,
Yeah.
And sometimes it does take you can't be scared of failure, especially in the music industry, especially in the business that you're involved in, like all
Like,
the
just
videography,
media.
media industry and stuff like that, branding industry, all that. You can't be scared to like fuck up, because if you never fuck up, you're never gonna realize what you're doing wrong. You can't always have W's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not everything can be puppies and rainbows. You feel me?
Well, it's kind of. I feel like I don't know. I feel like once I start doing this, like I feel like totally different. Like I feel like if I like, let's say we have a guest or somebody coming on,
Right.
or I'm meeting with like a client somewhere. Like it's not this, like if I'm meeting with somebody else, I'm always like nervous, like going. I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know who I'm meeting.
Yeah.
And then I go and meet with them. But it's like once I like first see them, it's like I like totally like my brain switches into like okay,
Right.
now I'm working.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter like. It
And
doesn't
that-
matter how I look or
And
anything.
that whole field of like unknown, the whole like, oh, what's gonna happen and stuff like that, that's where all the possibilities are. That's where everything that can happen is. The space where you're like, oh, because this might happen, I shouldn't do it. That's the space where you get nothing done.
Like that kitten poster in the principal's office
Absolutely.
about you
Hanging
regret all risks you don't take.
Exactly.
I like the one where he's hanging. And he's like, hang in there.
Yeah. Every shot you don't take, you miss, bro. So of course, you're gonna have bad days. You're gonna have good days. You might have days here where all the equipment works good, and then you might have days where the equipment doesn't
If
work.
all goes to
Exact-
shit.
And that's what I find myself doing that all the time. I'll go to the studio and last week we already fixed a problem. This week we have a new problem.
Did you
know
ever
what I mean?
record a whole
So-
song and just was not recording at all?
No, I've recorded like a verse and it hasn't recorded for sure.
Because
Right.
That's
hour
harder
and a
to
half
do.
podcast.
That's harder to do with music because once you record and you stop, you go back.
Yeah.
With this stuff, you record for a long time.
this
You're
is
going,
easy.
Are we recording
This
right
is
now?
so easy compared to like everything else I've done. Like
Yeah.
this is easy.
Exactly.
But
So
because I had an issue where it was recording, but it was recording off of the laptop's internal mic. We did Devin's painting. We did
I was
that
gonna
one.
ask, is that Devin's painting?
That one right there is the first one we did. That episode did not air.
Devin
Oh,
painted
really?
that.
Yeah,
He-
dude. Devin, he buys like art from thrift stores,
Yep.
and he turns it into like I don't even know what to say. It's like the
cool
guy.
shit.
Yeah. It's
He
like
just throws whatever he wants onto
just
it.
makes
There's this artist called the most famous artist, and he does the exact same thing. But he sells his stuff
Yeah.
for. he sells his stuff.
The one on the speaker, or the one next to the speaker.
No,
Right
this one
next
right
to
here
it.
by the Tito's.
Right up there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did dude, he does some cool ass artwork. I for sure want to get one from him. I was gonna start looking at thrift stores, but I've just been
Sometimes he'll just hand them out. I don't want to say that like for sure, but like there's been like he gave me those two. I mean, obviously because he came on. But there's
Right.
one in my room where it's like this like sailor with his kid, and they're like looking off into like the ocean.
Yeah, and there's the Death Star over
The
there.
Death Star.
Yeah,
That one's
hard
mine.
as fuck,
That one's
bro.
mine.
It's hard as fuck.
But we brought
That's
him
my
on.
shit.
We brought him on the first time we shot on the Monday night, or was it Sunday night? Whatever.
It was
we,
Monday.
I think we scheduled early because he was bad. Like his back was bad.
was bad.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
He was
you're right.
he was dead. But we shot, and I was like, sweet, everything went okay. And then I go to check that one and only recorded for 20 minutes for some reason
damn.
because my phone decided, hey, I want to update right now.
So his episode didn't come out.
Not the first one.
Not the first one.
Yeah,
okay.
the
I was gonna say I thought one did come out for sure.
Yeah, I put a post out saying like, oh, a bunch of tech issues failed.
Right.
We're gonna get it up later this week.
Right.
But he was sitting down there. That one went bad after 20 minutes, and it totally stopped. This was recording off and like I was gonna still publish it. I was like, okay, it's fine. People just won't look, and you can see it on the other cameras, kind of sometimes. But then like once I found out that like I put it in the computer and that audio sounds like a tin can, I was like, no. I was like a whole episode.
I feel like another thing. I don't want to like dig into Devin or anything like that, but he definitely has one of the hardest positions in like in
Life?
in the show
In
like the
life.
showbiz, like comedy.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
That is a tough
Because
that is
everyone
a tough place to exist.
You get
And I
ragged
give
on
him
so
much fucking credit, bro. He came in when I was working up at the mall. He came in and we were talking about it, and I just give him all the credit because that takes some balls, bro. Like I feel like what I
Yeah.
do takes balls, but what he does, bro, that is a different level, bro. Going up and like spitting jokes like off the dome like that, dude, and expecting like and you know trying to engage with people,
Yeah.
especially a room full of people who, I mean,
Just aren't digging it.
yeah,
I was
well,
there one time to record it, and I was like, wow, that looks hard.
Yeah,
because
dude, that's
well,
what
you
I'm
got
saying.
like he was sandwiched between. He was like 3 guys after him, 3 guys before him,
Right.
And he's like sandwiched between all these like. Most of them sucked, you
Right.
know, and I'm just like, oh God, what's Devin gonna be like? Like,
Yeah, I know.
And he wasn't that bad. Like he wasn't like he was in the beginning, so it was pretty horrid.
Right.
But it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. I was like, oh, there's actually a
he
good
was,
time.
He was telling me about some of the times that he's bombed and shit like that, but
That's horrible.
yeah, dude, existing in that space, like,
Because like you could do the exact same thing that you did the night before, and it killed the night before, and
Yeah.
then it's just awful.
I think
the
with
Well, you
next-
think you
comedy-
figure it out.
I think
Yeah.
with comedy, it's more of like trying to act like you're already friends with everybody in the crowd. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to make it less like scripted. I'm more of a fan of comedy that's like that doesn't sound like you're reading it from a paper. You know what I mean? I don't really like when
very
like,
specific.
yeah, like okay, so Joe Rogan does comedy.
Yeah.
I don't like his comedy
I
on stage.
hate his comedy.
But him off stage is amazing. Like he's funny as shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's the other comedian Burt Kreischer.
Yeah.
Him
don't
on
like him.
stage. Him on stage sucks.
love
I don't
him
like him.
off stage is good though. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I did watch the biggest ones that he's on for Joe Rogan's is like if he comes on alone
Sober
or
October?
The Sober
Yeah,
October.
Sober
So comes
October,
on.
yeah.
He comes on all
They're
the time.
doing that. They're just did an episode.
Yeah, and I was listening
I
to
was
it.
fucking
and
watching that. That's fucking
I
good.
like Theo Vaughn.
Theo
Dude,
Von
he's
is a
Theo
fucking
Von's
god,
awesome.
He's my
bro.
favorite.
He's
Theo
awesome.
Von is a god. I watch his podcast all the time, bro. That's my
Wait,
fucking
Troy
guy.
showed me him.
Yeah.
He's so funny, bro.
I fucking
he
love
is so
cool.
Dude,
funny, bro.
Theo Vaughn could go on any show in the world and be best friends with
That's
the
what I'm
host.
saying. So
love
when
him.
when it comes to the comedy game, I feel like it's you have to like embody that. You know what I mean? Like you can't be. It's the same thing for like music and shit like that. And
You
for the
don't give up
podcast.
halfway through. If you're bombing, you don't walk off.
Oh, dude.
You're stuck.
Dude,
You're stuck for your
that's where-
time.
that's where I walk off. Like if I'm bombing, bro,
Yeah.
I'll just be like, "Fuck it, all right, I'm done."
Oh.
Like, but it's hard, bro. It's hard, and people don't give like people enough credit for doing that shit. You know what I mean? Like, and
Yeah.
I could say the same thing for like what Joey does. Joey paints cars and does body work and shit like that, and it takes a lot of balls to be able to like take somebody's car that they have to drive around.
I was thinking, I was like,
and
dude,
like
you fucked it
work
up.
on their car and make sure it's good and be able to give it back to them in a manner where they accept it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like being able to do like, and people don't get that, bro. Like people don't get the amount of like work and effort it takes to be able
Not
to
enough
do.
appreciation.
Yeah, bro. Not at least not around here, bro. Like I don't know. It's the people around here are very like
They take talent for granted.
Jesse or Troy was making fun of me in the gym
No one wants
today.
to see anyone win around here.
yeah,
Like,
nobody
really.
wants to see anybody
Yeah.
do good
Like,
because
especially
if
their
we're-
own friends.
Exactly. Yeah. If we're doing good, then it's for some reason people like do it on a levels basis, and if we're doing good, then that for some reason we're above you when it shouldn't be like that, bro.
I
Like,
bet someone's seen your album. They're like, ah, all right.
Oh, dude.
all right.
I hate that kid.
Now I gotta. I'm gonna come up with something good. I'll come up with something good.
But that's cool. That's
That's
kind of
cool too, though.
that's what I
Yeah,
kind of
that's
want.
cool.
Yeah, I want people to hear
Yeah.
my music and be like, "That's fucking shit. Let me. I can do better than that. So let me try." 'Cause
Yeah.
then
In a
I
way,
give,
you inspired him.
Yeah, I get somebody a gateway to actually do something that they want to, because I took the risk of jeopardizing myself by putting it out there. You know what I mean?
Speaking
Have
of
you-
which,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Go ahead.
Has Nick listened to Dakota stuff yet?
No, I don't think so.
We
Nick
should
was the
inspire
one that
the hell out of him.
Nick is the he like writes music, doesn't he?
First episode. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was the one that sat down and he's a SoundCloud rapper. Yeah.
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 Wait, Nick, who?
That's you. That's how you label him.
Nick Soren.
Okay.
Do you know Nick Soren? Do you know Nick Soren?
I don't think
That's how
You might have a
I thought
better
you were talking
chance at
about-
knowing
I thought
him.
you were talking about Nick, the Nick you hang out with,
Nick Johnson?
the Nick Johnson.
Oh, Nick Johnson too, I guess. But yeah, no, Nick Soren. You don't know Nick Soren?
It doesn't.
He was on trying to think like how you might. There's really no other than the boxing match.
That's the one that I know him from. Yeah, he didn't do the boxing match because yeah,
10 seconds.
Yeah, 10 seconds.
10
yeah,
seconds.
yeah.
We hold that to his heart, and that's
Shit,
when
I
we.
mean, I don't know if I would. I don't know. It's a,
With Spencer,
it's a dicey game, bro. Boxing with anybody is a dicey game. I
Well,
guess.
Oh yeah.
well, that we
Maybe
had.
you shouldn't agree to it.
We were just talking about this. Yeah, exactly. We were just talking about this outside. Like, you hit somebody too hard nowadays, bro, and it's over,
yeah,
bro. It's
kill
out. Lights
That's
out.
true.
So,
But it
but you guys did have headgear, and there was boxing. They look like.
No, we did have headgear.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, I
guys
thought you said
had-
didn't.
Yeah, you guys had headgear. Everything looked good.
Yeah, it was safe.
Well, didn't someone start bleeding though? Didn't someone start bleeding?
Oh, yeah, Brendan started
Brendan
with-
was breathing a little bit, and he was laughing.
Oh.
He wasn't even wearing headgear. He didn't. He was going up. He's going up against 127-pound Spencer at what did we say he was 4'3"? He's actually he's like 5'6" or something like that. But we had the little tape square on the center.
That was a good episode.
That was a good episode, and Nick went 7 seconds.
Hey, that's more than 5 seconds.
I
so.
guess.
So what
Yeah.
made you want to get into making music?
So like I don't know, since like I was like a kid, I've always just been into music, you know what I mean? Like I've just always listened to music. It's always been like a thing for me, kind of use it as it was like a learning tool almost as much as it was an escape, because there's a lot you can learn from music, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, these
Yeah.
people are getting on to a record and talking about things they've been through, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you get to learn about how people work from music, a lot about like psychology and shit like that. I
Yeah.
was gonna move that, but I didn't know if
Yeah, I was like, I don't like half of this eye contact. I don't
yeah,
like it.
Yeah, exactly. So I started making music with Glowsif over here.
Glowsif.
Yeah, Glowsif.
How many names does he got? I think I like Slim Porno. We're gonna
Glowsif,
stick with
Slim
that.
Porno Young.
Too many.
Glowy, Glowy is a new one. Yeah, we're just trying them out. But yeah, so I started making I started making music with my buddy Don at first. We were doing it in his mom's basement. We were just recording. I was recording.
Best
dude, I
times.
remember
Those
Yeah,
are always
yeah,
the best
yeah.
Three
times.
songs, maybe.
Yeah, I think we made.
I
Like,
heard one.
we made a
Yeah.
lot that we didn't release, but
You
there
guys-
was, I think some of my first tracks, were definitely from Donnie. And back then I was like, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, bro. You know what I mean? Like you start
You're just
young,
trying it.
yeah, and you just didn't know. I didn't know what the
And
fuck was
eventually
going
you
on.
found what was comfortable for you.
Yeah, exactly. So then I stopped working with Donnie because Donnie wanted to focus more on his health campaign. He's more of like he wants to be like it's like he works with like life coaches and like motivational speakers and stuff like that. He's really big in like the spiritual world and stuff like
Okay.
that. So he does his own thing, and shout out to Donnie, he's glowing on his own and shit like that. He still makes music too, and
Franco, right?
he's a good
Franco Unlimited. Shout out to Franco.
yeah, shout out Franco.
He actually makes
Yeah.
music too.
Yeah, he does. No,
He
that's what I'm
came
saying.
to Talent Night.
Yeah. He came with the
Multiple
talent night.
times
He's
with,
a dog ass dude. I love
Rose.
Donnie. But yeah, so I
Rose.
separated from Donnie. We still hung out and we were still friends. Business is business. And I met Joey. I met Joey. I don't even know when the fuck I met you.
I think
I think I was
a
still
house
in high.
party.
I was still in high school.
Yeah, he was still in high school.
I
I
think
had
was a
just graduated,
junior.
and I was dating a girl that was still in high school. And we showed up at one of your parties. You had a party in like your
Yeah, it
mom's
was a house
basement.
party, bro.
Yeah.
I was
His mom's
there, 'cause
car.
That's where I.
yeah, in his mom's
Yeah.
car. Yeah, and
Yeah.
so yeah, and he had his dad, bro. His dad and him built like this dumbass studio.
I remember.
in his
Yeah, I
basement.
remember him telling me about that like a
Yeah,
long ass
bro,
time ago. I remember,
that
like,
was the spot, bro. That was
Yeah.
the spot. He
Yeah.
had like a whole. He had like where his computer was, and then he had
I
a
had two
booth.
separate rooms.
He had
yeah.
a booth like specifically for the mic and the music and shit.
like a
that.
shell booth.
Yeah, no, like a fucking like a room, bro. Like, you
a
would,
whole
Like isolated
you would,
soundproof.
yeah, you would
like you
walk
could
in,
fit a whole band in there.
dude, and it was
if I
all
wanted to.
foamed out. It was super dope, and that's when I started to like really like understand what I was doing all of this
Yeah.
for. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So yeah, we were just making music and shit, and then I was making music with Buddah. Me and Buddah got on some tracks, and I was working with Frenchie. Shout out Pierre. Yeah,
Speaking of which, French Juice has a Drip Tease album dropping.
yeah, Frenchie's dropping a bunch of shit. They all got a bunch of shit. They're all dropping shit. So, but yeah, so we were I was recording with Joey, and then I don't know, me and Joey kind of like fell out for a little bit. Kind of like distanced ourselves from each other, but it always came full circle, and I was taking him over to the new place that I was recording at, so I hooked up with my friend Nate.
Where was that?
ODZ. It's in HDP. He's been in HDP for a minute. So
Okay.
Harrison Township, right by the water. That's where I record everything that you
That
hear
ocean
now.
view.
Yeah, that lake, that lakeside, that water breeze. So yeah, I started to get with him, and he never processed vocals before. So
Okay.
I was the first artist that he got to work with, and yeah, I've just been kicking it there ever since. You know, these guys come through every now and then and help me with shit that I need help with, and
Sweet.
yeah.
I was gonna ask how many people actually get their hands. Oh, I also have a really other good one. How many people get their hands like on this album? Like, how many people have worked on your like on 888? How many people?
So
There's a lot of
like
producers.
metaphorically, yeah, there's a lot of people. Metaphorically, like everybody does. You know what I mean? Like everybody that I talk to like on a daily basis, or like females that I'm involved with, or you know like Joey, Buddah, Frenchie, and shit like that. Everyone that I talk to has a hand in the pot. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because it's all based on like I make music about people that I know. I make music. It's not always just about me.
Whoever fits cut for the song.
That's a lot of the misunderstanding with music, is that it's not always that we're not always making music about us. You know what I mean? It's a lot of the time I'm making music that has to do with a bunch of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not just
Or
all
nobody.
my experiences. I get to see people go through things, and then I can take that and I can write about it my own way. But for 888, I mean, fucking anybody who promoted it, honestly, when it dropped, had their fucking hands on it, because promotion, that's a big deal. But before it was released and shit like that, me, obviously, ODZ, Nate, my producer, my engineer, all the producers that worked on it, Burt Dog, Cowrie, who else? ODZ's got a track on there. I already said Burt Dog. Noise is fire. Yeah, so all the producers, and then everyone who works in the distributing center for DistroKid, they all, I mean, that's helped too and shit like that. But like, as of like hands-on, it's usually just like me and Nate in the studio.
Yeah.
Just working, yeah.
And whoever was listed to be the producer for each song.
Yeah. And that's where it starts, man. Like, producers don't get enough credit. And people say that producers don't get enough credit, but engineers really get zero credit.
Yeah.
For taking their time. I mean, Nate does all my shit. Like, of course I take care of him and I make sure he has everything that he needs, but it's really just a partnership. Like, we're really just in it together. And these guys do the same thing. Like, anytime I need help, they're there for me. So it's just like, everybody that's involved is involved just as much as I am, bro.
Yeah.
It's not, that was my biggest thing with like making music, is that I never wanted to make it seem like I'm the one, you know what I mean? Like, dude, half this shit would not be even possible if it wasn't for like everybody, bro. Like Nate, these guys, everything, even you guys doing this podcast right now, like
Yeah.
everything in a whole.
This man's giving us content. We
Yeah,
gotta give you
dude.
credit too. What do you
Yeah,
mean?
dude? Everything in a whole makes the big picture, bro. It's like a body, bro. Like you can't function without your kidneys, bro. Everything.
We're the
works.
kidneys.
Yeah, you guys are that renal system, dude. So like just everything in a whole, bro. It all makes a big difference. So.
I was
yeah.
gonna ask you, have you ever considered doing physical copies of stuff?
I want to. I was gonna get 888 pressed into a vinyl, but
You should
I'm
do
in
it.
between jobs right now, and I'm not making enough money off the music to support that. So I have to wait. I think I have like a mixed version of like the self-titled YK album that came out, but I never put it out on like.
I can make you some stuff.
Yeah. Do you have like the CD-ROMs and shit like that?
I can do all whatever needs to be done. I can
Okay.
do it. But
Yeah.
because I'm saying
Not a lot of
if you
people use-
absolutely can't find anybody,
Not a
you
lot of
know.
people use CDs nowadays. Like I use CDs because
It's just cool to have.
It is cool. It's a physical
They're good to
copy.
sell at live shows.
They are good to sell at live shows. Vinyls are where it's at though.
Vinyls are cool because people
Vinyls
just
are
want
cool
it
as
most of the time.
Fuck, bro. And a vinyl of like my record would be so hard, bro.
I got
That
like
would be
1,200 records in my room.
Do you
You
really?
did collect for like a
dope.
few
That's how
years.
some of my friends are. They just have so many records, and I'm like, damn. Dude.
You also worked in like a record shop, right?
Still do. Yeah.
Oh, did you really?
Technically.
Yeah, it
That's
was my
dope.
first job. It was like I would like work in the back of this guitar store that had a bunch of records in the back of it.
Oh,
So
hell
I would
yeah.
like sell lots of like groups of albums for like on eBay for them.
Mm.
It was a great job.
Yeah, records are dope. It's weird how they came back. You know, like Best Buy stopped selling CDs, and
I think
but vinyls are always there. You know.
I started realizing there's something cool about seeing the same artwork you've seen for years just really big.
Dude, and it's like the whole I think it has something to do with the whole listening to a record, like putting it in the player, like putting that needle down, you know what I mean?
Oh, it is.
Letting it
It's better.
It's
spin.
an actual vibration you're hearing.
Yeah, you're listening
not
to
frames.
actual waves. It's like
It's a groove.
Yeah, exactly. And it all has to be like imprinted into this fucking plastic. What are they made out of? Fucking are they made out of vinyl?
There's some
poly
It's like
vinyl?
different.
They used to be vinyl. They're not vinyl
Polyurethane?
anymore.
Yeah, something. But
Actually,
yeah.
there's lead in them now.
and
They're
it's
just
the whole
Ziploc bag plastic.
Yeah, it's the whole process of making a vinyl too. That's pretty crazy. I mean, someone actually sat there and pressed it. And
Well, even if you can't afford making a vinyl record,
yeah,
you could make some CDs. And I don't know,
No,
there's something
I
good. There's
know.
something cool about like CDs. And like
are
you
hard.
could they're
I have
fun.
a really big problem with the way CDs, the holder for CDs. I fucking hate. the
Oh
holder
yeah, they're
for CDs.
annoying.
Dude, they just always
Same thing
break.
with a Blu-ray case or a DVD
They
case.
just always break, bro.
Definitely.
Yeah, they're just
They get
so,
smashed up in your car.
Dude, smashed up, scratched up.
Or how about make just a couple?
Yeah,
And
no.
like just have one as your trophy. That's your project
Yeah.
you got done.
No, you're right. I should be doing that for sure. I've been thinking about doing that, but if I want to do it, the weird thing about me is if I want to do something, I want to do it completely like right. You know, I don't
That's
want
how I
to be. Yeah, exactly. Like I'd want to have CDs with the picture of 888 on, like the
Yeah.
cover art. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, that's it. Well, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Because when I did the Blu-rays for Real Mitchell,
Right.
I was like, this would be cool, but I don't, no one's gonna really like get him or anything. And like, it wasn't. I didn't make it. I made like 25. I didn't make many.
Yeah.
But it was more like, why am I making this? Like, everyone can just watch them on YouTube, But then,
Exactly.
but not season 2. Technically, I
Yeah.
guess the last few weren't published, but. It was more so because I wanted to see if I could do it.
Uh-huh.
I wanted to see if I could like
Right,
if I
right.
could make a Blu-ray, and then I was like, okay, well, I've kind of got some cover art. I was like, okay, cool. And then I've also got a bunch of Blu-ray cases I can look at, and I can look at the examine the format of the background,
Right.
and like the way the
Yeah.
text is laid out, the way they tell their the summaries and stuff.
Uh-huh.
So I started studying those so that I could design the whole back end of the case,
Right.
design the middle portion of the case. I got all the measurements for.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that middle portion.
You gotta add that into the measure.
That
You gotta
little
add the fold around the plastic. You gotta add that up. There's a ton of measurements into just a Blu-ray slit.
Jesus.
And also, are you getting 11 millimeter, 12 millimeter, 14, like the
Yeah,
case
see,
size?
That's when I just like.
That's when you check out.
Dude, yeah, bro.
Well-
That's when it's like.
That's when everybody except for John checks out.
Yeah. Well,
John's like, wait a minute.
but I keep getting like these cheap, like it's like, oh yeah, The Thing, 1982. Like, I remember that movie, so I buy it on Blu-ray on Amazon, and then I get it. It's like, what piece of garbage is this?
Yeah.
I open it up. There's no cool booklet. There's nothing. It's
Yeah.
it's that stupid recycle sign, and then there's like
Wasted paper.
yeah, and like the inside is just like white. You know,
Yeah,
like there's
see.
no design or anything.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, I want
If you're
all
gonna
this
do
stuff.
it, do it right.
And that's what I
you
did.
know?
Like I had like the camo print from the dildo that that we used on one of the episodes. The same camo print was the design for the inside.
You guys have a camo print dildo?
It's around
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah, it's right over there.
around
I'll
here
go get
somewhere,
it.
like it's sneaking
I gotta check
around?
if that's recording still too.
What?
Yeah.
I got a question that kind of bewilders me about the music industry. How is it that people can have like a very interpersonal album, but have like a fuck ton of writers on it? Like,
See, that's when it's like when it's not even the music anymore, you know? I mean, you
Yeah.
think about people like Beyonce and shit.
Yeah.
And,
Oh shit.
like
is
what?
that it?
Yeah.
That's it right there. Yeah.
Like what?
We have the camouflage dildo, everybody.
Well, Troy, you want to know an answer to that?
Major
that?
dick is.
Most of those people's names are being put on that record for doing absolutely nothing.
That's true,
You can
yeah.
place them anywhere.
What'd you say?
Is that one of those suction cup
Yeah.
ones?
It is a
Yeah.
suction cup dildo. Yeah.
I don't think it's been used.
We could put
so
it on someone's head. You know? It
Devin-
definitely hasn't. It looks fucking brand new.
Devin put that suction cup dildo onto his forehead.
Hell yeah, dude.
Then he got a
That's where
purple
they
hickey.
belong, honestly.
Purple hickey right before the day of his
Oh, no
new
way.
promotion.
No
Yeah.
way,
Damn.
bro. Try explaining that one.
What were you telling Troy, Jesse? You can go ahead and finish your thing.
Oh, just that most of the names on those songs, they have like little to nothing to do
Yeah,
with
you
like,
can
the
literally
actual-
get that. You can get your name on a record for just being in the fucking.
Just giving
studio.
money.
When it, yeah, well, no, well, like if you're in the studio while it happens, like a good example is that City Girl song. I forget what the fuck. Act Up, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You talking
Lil-
about Lil Yachty?
Yeah, Lil Yachty wrote that entire song. That whole song is written by Lil Yachty. I can't remember who it was, but I can't remember if it was YG or something like that. Don't quote me on it, but they were in the studio while Yachty was writing with the City Girls, and he said one line, and he got writing on the song because he said one fucking line.
All I have to
He
do is
wrote
hang out in a
one
studio
line.
and just say, "That's pretty good."
Possibly.
Get my name on the-
yeah. I mean,
To be fair though,
some
those people will argue that one line made your song, dude.
that is true. I mean, everything. That's what I was
Douchebags.
saying. That's what it falls into, like the thing that I was saying. Everything comes together.
Because I
At
mean,
the end.
think if you were that dude who gave the one line.
Yeah.
It's like, where the fuck's my cut?
And technically, I was gonna say legally, he would have to be featured on it because he provided for the song.
Yeah.
So when it comes down to that, when there's a bunch of people on an album, you look at like,
Like what I'm thinking of is that new Ariana Grande album where she's like talking about like Mac Miller dying and
Yeah,
everything else. But
yeah.
actually, there was like 30 writers on that.
Yeah,
It's like what could they
yeah.
really
yeah.
write
Well, when you
about?
get to, I mean,
When you're in that level,
dude, I mean, yeah, think about
gonna
Ariana
say.
Grande. I mean, she's just a multi-million-dollar artist. I mean, at that point, you're not
Probably
running.
just the one singing it.
And when you get
honestly.
signed,
Yeah.
you're no longer running the show. It's not just you. You know,
Right.
there's
That's
people.
true.
And here's the actual thing too. Like, let's say someone like Ariana Grande. No diss against her, but someone
Right.
like that gets famous. They put her on that pedestal. She's not the actual creative genius that can produce that kind of material that will sell to the.
Yeah,
You know,
no.
she may or may not be.
That's
Yeah.
true.
But
Yeah.
if she's not,
That's true.
Yeah, maybe-
it's the label's job to throw those people at her to be able to build her into the machine that she is creating.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
she
that's
like
true.
had that one spurt of like really good quality, and then she's just gotta
Yeah.
have people on her staff to
Right.
maintain it.
But I don't want to downplay like anybody's like genius and stuff
Yeah.
like that. I think Ariana Grande could come up with bangers. I'm sure she does.
She is
up with bangers
an
all the
incredible
time.
singer.
Yeah, I mean, she came from. I'm not gonna say she came from nothing. She was from Disney Channel, but like, you know, I mean, the grind is still a grind. You feel me? But
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's definitely a bunch of dudes in suits hiding their boners, writing songs for Ariana
Yeah.
Grande. I mean, that's the truth, bro.
And even if
true.
even if the grind is just posting black and white videos on her Instagram,
Exactly. I mean, you can look at you can even look at Mac Miller. The whole Good AM record, Schoolboy Q wrote a lot of that record. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know if anybody knows that, but Schoolboy Q has his hands all over that record. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you got to think if the artist, because it's different, because sometimes the artist is like taken advantage of and they don't really get a say of who's going to be on the record. But I would imagine a person like Mac Miller has his shit pretty
Oh, yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
solid and was able to do it right.
Stuff's
you know?
different than it used to be too. Like it
It
used
is,
to be
yeah.
like the record companies, they were like they would love to fuck musicians. They're like, here, take our $200,000, just
Yeah.
cash. Whether your album blows up and is a success or not isn't our problem, but you got to pay us back
That's
with
true.
interest.
Yeah.
That's another thing with artists accepting these deals.
Well, now you can like see how easy it. Like you can just, you know, somebody that can distribute. You know,
and now you don't even have to know people. It doesn't even have to be a human. It's just
a matter of like,
it's through the fucking ether, dude.
Yeah.
So it's definitely progressively always changing for sure. And back then you got to think of how much, like you said, 200,000 to make a whatever you get a deal for so many years. 200,000 was a lot of money back then, bro.
Yeah.
Now you're getting millions for records.
Well, that's another thing too. Back in like 70s and 80s, you needed that money to make a record because the equipment costed
so
and
like
now people are making hit records in their basements.
You can go to Best Buy, spend $3,000, and have a better studio than anybody had up until 1970.
Exactly.
I spent like $1,000 to do all this.
Exactly. It doesn't take a lot of money to do it. It's just when you have the equipment, what do you do?
Yeah.
You know? So it's all about that. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say another thing.
I was gonna ask you what 888 meant.
Yeah. So like when I was like 17, I had like this huge like spiritual like breakthrough. I had a terrible trip on psilocybin mushrooms.
Sweet.
I had an ego death, basically.
Sweet.
So I had an ego death. I got into what's called a psychedelic loop. So you're having a bad trip and you start to do the same exact thing over and over again. It's basically the definition of insanity. You're doing the same exact thing over and over again.
No
with
progress.
absolutely no different result.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was at my friend's house. I was the only one on shrooms. Fucking dog was freaking me out. Didn't like the way the dog was looking at me. They all went. Two of my friends went to bed. So I'm just sitting there like in my own head, going back and forth from the bathroom, fucking trying to make myself puke and shit, just trying to like end the trip, bro. Trying to not have the trip anymore. So I ended up staying up till like, I don't even know, like, and people were always like, oh, don't look in your mirror when you're on shrooms. Dude,
it's just weird.
Dude, you could look into a fucking asshole and see some weird shit on shrooms, bro. It doesn't matter what you're looking at. It matters where you're at with yourself. And I was just not in it. I had no car at the time, just quit my job, broke up with my girlfriend, bro. I was
Time of your life.
Yeah, for real. Having a hell of a time, bro. So yeah, I went to bed at like 8 o'clock at night, I went to bed at like 8 in the morning, and I woke up and I just was lost, bro. Like, didn't know, like, I knew who I was, obviously, but I didn't know
remember it?
Yeah, I remember the whole trip. Yeah, for sure. I could fucking we could reenact it right now. But
there's parts.
Yeah, for real. So yeah, and it was just not a good time. And it's not that I didn't know who I was anymore. It's like I just didn't know how I was anymore. You know what I mean? It was just so weird, bro. It was the weirdest time of my life. And through that, I started like learning a bunch. I had just gotten out of high school and stuff like that. So I started like going through.
That's when most people really learn stuff.
Dude, yeah, dude, it's crazy how little high school teaches you. I feel like high school teaches you more about the social construct of like the watering hole rather than anything else. You know what I mean?
Like, I feel like the biggest thing I got out of school is just social upbringing.
Yeah, that's all you basically get. I mean, they put babies in rooms to talk to each other so they won't fucking do weird shit when they grow up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like you need to have that communication, but it also gets a little like vapid the way things work in high school. You know what I mean? Like the whole like people act different around certain people. You can only talk to these people.
Very superficial.
You got cliquey, superficial.
Troy is the biggest fake piece of garbage.
And then you get out of high school and you realize none of that shit fucking matters, bro.
Nope.
It doesn't matter who is the fucking football captain or who went to prom with who. None of that shit matters. And I figured out at an early age that none of that shit matters.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think it mattered.
Dude,
like in high school.
But there was people that made it matter, and those are the ones that were, because there's a social hierarchy in high school, and things are just controlled like that. You know what I mean? It's like a political campaign when you're in high school, bro.
Yeah, you
like,
gotta look at
people have motives, and they need to get to the top of the fucking food chain.
Well, everyone's trying to impress, but like, what do you?
Dude, yeah, it's a big, huge dick contest, bro. Who's got the biggest dick? Like, it's so whack. But yeah, so I had this like huge fucking ego death and shit like that. And for anybody who doesn't know what ego death is, it's just like you kind of just like lose yourself. It's like that.
Your ego dies.
Yeah,
literally, you learn what's going on.
You can't really like you can't actually kill the ego, because the ego is you. You are
Yeah.
an ego. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's the soul, and then there's the ego. So I just had like, there was just like it was like a
like-
chemical imbalance. You
You're
know,
like breaking down the walls that you built around yourself.
yeah, like a sunken place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I went there and like
The story you tell yourself about yourself starts to fade.
Yeah, exactly. So I started doing like a lot of research into like Egyptian like cultures and like how they worked, and I was
And
doing
they're
I was
like-
doing a lot of like soul searching, bro. I was meditating every single day, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like working out all the time, fucking I
Sweet.
started to like learn a lot about like psychology, and I was learning a lot about myself, and through learning a lot about yourself, you learn a lot about other people. You know, from learning on from seeing how I react to things.
I was just gonna
I
say,
can
once you
gauge-
figure out how you operate,
I can gauge why people do what they do.
It's very easy
and stuff
to-
like that. So it was basically just me like filling my brain with like shit that was actually gonna give me something, and I came across numerology. And numerology is like this sacred study of the art of numbers and what numbers represent and what they can do for you. I mean, a lot of people fall into religion and stuff like that, but like numerology itself is borderline. You can make it a religion. I mean, if you really wanted to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anything can become a religion. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I started getting into numerology and studying like triple numbers and double numbers and different sequencing of numbers and like the alphabet and how A is 1 and B is 2. So if you see like if you see like 333, it would be CCC and stuff
Okay.
like that. But that doesn't really correlate with what I'm trying to get at. But it's a good thing to know.
starting to make sense.
Yeah. So like I started learning about like 222 and I started learning about like 333 and 222 is like the beginning of stuff. Like you have it's basically like there's a lot of different ways to describe triple numbers and stuff like that, but I'm gonna describe them how I want to describe them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like 222, the way I see it is 222 is gonna it's trying to show you that you're headed somewhere. You know what I mean? Like it's like a road. You see a road and it has a destination at the end, but there's also a big stretch of road that you have to get through to get to the destination. So 222 is like it's kind of aiming you in the right direction. 333 is when you kind of like when you it's like trying to tell you that that's the one. You know what I mean? Because
Okay.
222 is just a path. Doesn't mean it's like a right path. You know what I mean? It could be anything.
So if I see 333 on the clock, often.
It's all just how you incorporate it, because I don't really like to do that so much unless it actually means something to me in that time. Every single time you see
Okay.
333, it might not mean something to you, but if it does mean something to you, you should be able to try to understand what it's trying to tell you. You know what I mean?
I see 513 every day.
Do you?
Every
you should look
single
into
day.
what 513 is.
That's my birthday.
Oh, is it?
That's
There
my
you
birthday.
go.
That's the
There you
weirdest
go.
thing ever.
You know what's weird about
I think it's because I know it's my birthday, so I only notice it.
Focus in on
Dude,
it.
Yeah,
you know
but
what-
I hit it every time, every day.
that's
every day
weird.
I get
That's
it.
No, for
weird.
me,
though.
it's-
That's weird.
Yeah, for me it's 613.
Is it?
Yeah, which is my mom's birthday. So
Not as interesting.
No bullshit. I've been seeing the number 888 the past like 2 months.
Really?
I swear
clock.
to God, on everything.
Dude, yeah.
Leading
so-
up to
The
this
first time
moment.
I heard it was 88. Like I got some fast food and my total was 888, and
that's cool.
I made note, and I'm like, in the way the girl said it, it was like rhythmic, and I'm like 888. I'm like, I wonder if I could make a song or if it'd be a band name. And then I saw it a couple. I think I was playing Zombies, and like 888 was my score for a second. I looked down and I saw it a few more times, and like.
And then you heard me.
And then I'm like, you're like, we're bringing this dude on.
You're like, I'm gonna like this guy.
888. I'm like, that's bizarre.
Yeah.
Now you're talking about, because I looked up what the number meant. It's supposed to be like the angel number or something.
Yeah. It's an angelic number. It has a lot to do with the universe giving you a paycheck, basically showing that like it like understands what you've been doing and it's ready to reward you. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But I don't want to like stray too far away into numerology, but the whole 888 thing. So for like, I was dating this girl, right? And you know, we were going through it or whatever, but we had like really good times and shit like that. And 888 was just coming up, bro. Like we went out. I remember we would always go to Dimitri's
Yeah.
down there. And
Wait, where's that at?
On 10 and Gratiot. Next to the shawarma place, right by the plum, whatever the fuck it is,
Yeah.
the plum smoke shop or whatever
Yeah.
the fuck it's called. Yeah, and we went there, and there's these there's these those things that you put the quarters in and then you twist the thing and it gives you a prize or whatever.
Yeah.
And they were all different prizes in there. And I did it once. We went one day and I did it once and I got an 8 ball and it had number 8 on it. And then we went back like 2 weeks ago or 2 weeks later and I did it again and I got another 8. And then just like even before then I was getting like a bunch of 8s and shit like that. And then come to think of it, Buddha's born in, when were you born? August?
Yeah.
That's the 8th month.
Yeah.
Pierre was born in the 8th month of August. You know, he's born in August. And my engineer was born in August 8th. So I have 888. I've always had 888 by me ever since I've known. Since I've known Buddah, Pierre, and Nate. That's the, you know what I mean? So it's just weird how it like finds its way into your daily life. And like ever since I dropped 888, people have been fucking sending me pictures of like 888s all around and shit like that. So like it's just wild how, and human beings, like we're known to recognize patterns.
Yeah.
So it's just weird that like when triple numbers come up, you always like, you're always like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
But why is it weird? Like, you know what I mean? Like why are we able to say like, that's fucking weird because it's a triple number? Like,
or you get 6 9s on your mileage. Why is that weird?
Yeah, you know what I mean? For some reason, whenever that shit happens, whenever it's numbers that follow like the same number, it's always everyone always says it. It's weird. Like if you get 888 on your receipt, or you get like 999. That's just weird. That it's like a pattern that we see, and for some reason we like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For some reason we're drawn to it. You know, it's like symbols, like sacred geometry and shit like that. Like that Yamaha sticker right there. Obviously, that's 3 tuning forks.
Yeah.
But that probably has some type of like symbolic, you know, like meaning. Like everything has meaning. That's what I'm trying to get at. So I think with triple numbers, it's just it was just I kind of like. I don't know, I like weirdly fetishize it, I guess. So
it's cool.
Yeah, I guess. Just like numbers in general, bro. Like all that shit is super
I didn't know
cool.
that was like a thing.
Yeah, bro.
Like,
well, you think about like because
triple numbers and stuff.
everybody's talking about how like nowadays there's like a big following of people who think we're in a simulation and shit like that. Yeah, and like all that's math and how all the math like relates to everything and shit like that. So it's just interesting that we're the only ones that can. Well,
did you get a 38 ball?
No, I didn't. I didn't get a third 8 ball.
You got to go back.
I know, that's what I want.
Go back,
but I don't want to go back and not get an 8 ball and be fucking disappointed.
Well,
so
next time if you go there again and you're like, oh, I forgot this is even a thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. You'll get the 8 ball. You're gonna get it.
Don't be scared. If it's meant to be, it'll happen.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it was just weird.
Just
like,
forget about it.
It's just weird. Like I'll just like I'll ask all you to do that. Like when you know, just pay attention to shit because. It can tell you something, bro. It might tell you something. You
I always forget to like look up like 513. What's 513? Like what's that gotta?
Yeah.
You know?
It'll stand out to you.
Yeah, it's weird.
Like,
if it keeps on coming to you, obviously it's trying to tell you something. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the
Like if
that's
someone,
the thing. It's like every day I see it.
Right.
Every day,
Like
and I'm like, oh, that's weird. My birthday.
Like if someone was coming to your door every single day and just fucking staring at you.
Or YouTube like time frames.
Yeah.
513.
See, I
see that all the time.
I don't like to get too involved in the stuff that's like man-made. Like sometimes I see time where it's triple numbers and I'll be like, oh, that's interesting. I want like and I'll reflect it with myself and see how I'm feeling and stuff like that. But when it comes to like time and shit like that, I don't know, man, because that shit was made by us, so I don't want to like, you know.
So it's getting forced.
You know what? I heard some wild shit. Did you know if there was 2 people born at the exact same time and you gave them the same watch and they lived 80 years, they'd be offset by a few seconds?
Really?
Which Joe Rogan podcast was that from?
I don't even think it was Joe Rogan. It might have been Mike Tyson.
Now,
actually.
why is that? What does that even mean? If they have the same watch,
well, they're experiencing time
differently
at a different pace.
Oh, well, you know what's weird about this? Kind of pertains to it, I guess. But the weird thing about twins is that when you have twins and they live with each other, they try really hard to not be like each other. They try their hardest to find their own individuality. But when you separate twins at birth, they grow up and they almost grow up the exact same way.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's great. Are there like studies and stuff on that?
Yeah, there's like big studies on twins and shit like that.
They've
always wanted to study twins. You know,
it's weird.
But isn't that dude? Like the human experience is fucking weird, bro. Like shit gets weird sometimes, bro. Especially like dealing with like psychology and stuff like that, bro. Like.
And the weirdest thing, we're walking among all the weirdness.
Dude,
like,
yes.
Like everybody who cheats and steals or does good things even.
Yeah, exactly.
They're just all of us. collectively.
And at any moment, all this shit could just fucking shut off, you know?
God.
Yeah.
That was an adventure.
Yeah, for real.
I was the next question. I wrote down like inspirations. That was like one thing I wanted to ask.
Oh, the inspirations for like me?
Yeah, like
Inspiration
for the album. Inspiration
for the album.
Music artists that you follow a
lot. It has a lot to do with my dealings. No, I don't want to say dealings. My past with like certain females, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So like just going through like heartaches and shit like that. But what I actually want the album to represent is just being present, you know what I mean? I feel like a lot, especially nowadays, you know, we're always on our fucking phones and shit like that. So I just want people to be, and that's why I didn't want to make a super long record, because I don't really know, I haven't really like understood my how I feel about really long records. I really do like records. I like the lengthy record, but there's so many opportunities for you to just lose the ear of a listener, you know what I mean? So I wanted to keep it under 15 minutes. I think it's like 14, 16 or something.
For the whole playthrough?
Yeah, 14 minutes and 16 seconds or something like that. I think
Yeah.
after we got everything out, before we tweaked anything, it was 14 minutes clean. So I don't know where that 16 seconds came from. But yeah, the inspiration for the new EP, the 888, is just fucking life, bro. Just dealing with shit, going through shit.
Okay, so there's no
Yeah.
like
Trying
people that like made
trying
you
to
completely
figure it out. I mean, there is, but
Well, I guess I mean not really towards the artist.
Oh, you're talking about like
I'm,
other artists?
I'm talking
and
more
shit
like
that?
yeah, like the way you write,
The
the way
people
you
you look up to.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure,
Your
for sure.
heroes.
I mean,
the biggest overall
I
inspiration.
think you can listen to it and definitely like understand that I'm a Lil Uzi fan for sure.
I don't listen to the Lil
Oh
Uzi.
my gosh, dude, Lil Uzi's
Well, there's
lit,
a lot of
bro.
rap I don't listen to.
Okay, yeah. Well, it's definitely like there's a lot of like influence of like the past like the bands that I've listened to. You know, I used to listen to a lot of like punk bands, a lot of like metal, a lot of
Okay.
heavy metal, a lot of screamo,
A lot of like
you know.
Tony Hawk soundtracks.
Yeah, yeah, some garage fucking punk. Yeah. Like I think I was listening to a lot of Leftover Crack.
Leftover
Yeah,
Crack.
there's this band called Leftover Crack. They're called they have two names. I think they changed their name from like Choking Victim to Leftover Crack. But I remember when I was when I was writing 888, I came across a Choking Victim t-shirt in a thrift store, and they're really
Had to
fucking
get it.
wild. Oh yeah, it's not even my size. It's like an extra small. I just hang it
Yeah.
with my
Who
wall.
cares?
It looks
Make it a
dope as
tank.
shit. Yeah,
Make it a tank.
for real.
A skin tank.
But yeah, I would say like I definitely like listen to too much Lil Uzi Vert. I listen to a lot of instrumentals, a lot of like vaporwaves, a lot of plunderphonics. I listen to a lot of rock, listen to a lot of heavy metal. Yeah, but more of life influences me more than all that music shit. you know?
Okay.
Because
That's
if I
good.
listen to too much of music, I start to like lose like how I write. I start to write like other people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
and I
You
don't
don't
like
want
to
people
do
to just
that.
call it, "Hey, Lil Uzi."
Yeah, or like I don't want to write the same exact song someone's already written. So I try to like
Yeah.
I've been listening to, I think I was listening to like a lot of podcasts and shit like that when I was writing 888 too. You know, like a lot
Well,
of
yeah, you don't need music.
Yeah, you really don't. It's crazy because there's fucking people that write songs that, you know, or like people nowadays will just pick up like guitars and start shredding and shit like that. So it's like you don't even need like
Yes.
It's weird how people like me, even like I didn't know I was gonna fucking do music. I wanted to be a comedian and an actor when I was a kid.
Oh, really?
That's what I wanted to do. Yeah.
I wanted to
How long do you want to do that?
What do you want to be?
I wanted to be a comedian.
Dude, yeah, being a comedian. I remember because when I was growing up, dude, that's all there was, bro. Dane Cook and like
God,
all
I
them
hated
dudes. No, but like when we were a kid, Vicious Circle, like that was the shit,
Dude,
bro.
it
That
was.
the
It
shit,
was.
bro.
But like
And-
now you watch it, it's like cringe.
And Comedy Central was all comedians. It was. I remember they would just roll like comedians after comedians. You know, Comedy
Yeah.
Central Presents and shit like that. So when I was a kid, that's what I wanted to be, and I was always like a class clown. So I just figured that was my lane. But it wasn't until like fucking music came to me, you know what I mean? Like all this shit came to me. Like Joey came to me, Donnie came to me. They all had the equipment. I didn't have shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I never wrote a song ever, you know what I mean? I could always come up with a rhythm and shit like that, and I would always bullshit around, but I was never taking myself seriously and stuff like that. Like I used to never even call myself a rapper. I used to hate calling myself a rapper because like I didn't really think I was a rapper. I didn't think I was much of that, but now I don't mind the title because I do that.
Is what you are. Well,
Yeah.
the same way I don't want to be looked at as a podcaster.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
but like I do it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just
yeah.
fun. It passes an hour. It's cool.
Yeah, it's definitely like a way to open different doors for sure.
Yeah.
But like I said, I didn't know I was gonna fucking be doing music. All this shit came to me. Music came to me, and I was just like, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I always liked music. I always wanted to do it, but I would never. I always saw myself performing, but I didn't see it in like a music aspect, you know.
You know what I just thought when we were talking about comedy? We should have Nick or Spencer do stand up.
Oh my
right in front of us, and we just fucking rip on them.
That would be great. Spencer, you have 1 week to write 5 minutes worth of material.
Text them right now. Call them up.
Yep.
Call them up.
Better get Spencer on the
We try to
phone
call
and
him at
say,
least once.
That's
about
funny.
time.
That's actually a good idea.
Hey, you know
I'm
what's
actually
funny, bro.
What?
When we first made our,
You can turn that mic more like directly towards you.
Yeah.
I think I was saying a lot of shit earlier and nobody heard me.
What'd you
So
say?
I stopped.
What'd you say?
I want you guys to talk too. That's what I was.
I
trying
was
to
saying
get at.
stuff, bro. Like I thought I was saying it into the mic, but I
You're saying
wasn't.
it.
Here, I'll fix it for you.
Saying into your fist.
Yeah.
It's gotta be like a fist length away.
It's closer than that because I'm like right up on it.
So that's awesome. That
Yeah. All right.
that
All right.
EP
So
out.
back
Yeah,
to
Let's get Spencer on the phone here.
when Dakota was talking about, or when YK was talking about.
Tell him to wait. I'm sorry. 1 second.
Yeah,
once
we
he answers,
apologize.
once he answers, tell that bitch to be patient really quick, and let him finish.
Hello?
Hey, hang on for a second, but don't hang on. All right, go ahead.
Mute it.
You're on the
Actually, don't mute it.
podcast.
All right. So when Dakota was saying that, like Donnie came to him and Joey came to him.
Yeah.
It reminded me of this time, bro, that we were talking probably like a year ago or something.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, you remember when we did our first song together and it was something called like fucking. Do you remember what it was
wasn't
called?
even the first song you guys did together.
It was
What are you talking about?
it was to that Nipsey Hussle beat All Get Right. But that's all I know about it. And I was like, yeah, bro. I remember when we did our first song because Joey was like, yeah, he started rapping. He wants to do a song with you, and I'm like, all right, bet.
Yeah, because
And then
I remember when I first came over to Joey's. You were the first one that he brought up. He said,
yeah,
I have my I have my boy Buddah that does music, and you guys should do a track together. And that's
Right.
basically where it all
but
started.
when I asked you about it, it was like, nah. He told me that you want to do a song with me. Right. It was backwards as hell.
Oh yeah, it was the back and forth shit.
Yeah.
You want to do a song with me, I want to do a song with you. Yeah,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
But that was dope though, bro. Cause like imagine if we never did that song.
dude. Yeah, if we never started, yeah. I mean, imagine if I never met Joey. You know.
Like that's
Just
all
is that your
just
phone
wanna look
connected?
at.
Yeah.
Making that
Is he
sound?
still on the phone?
Yes. Yes, Spencer is on the phone. Oh, is he? Ladies and gentlemen at home, we have Spencer Bonner on the phone live. How you
Ladies
doing,
and gentlemen.
Spencer?
Pretty good.
So we got some rappers here. This is Dakota. He's just released a new EP called 888. Say hi, Spencer. Say hi, Spencer.
Oh, I think you should say how to. Hey,
What up, Spencer? What? What's up, Spencer?
Did he even say hi?
Are you smoking crack, dude? Spencer is a coke freak, ladies.
He is a coke freak.
Just
Spencer Coke Potter.
so anyway, Spencer, we're wondering if you'd be willing to get some material together to come on the show to do a stand-up routine.
We've been having a very intimate conversation about stand-up.
Yep, we've been having a very good conversation about stand-up comedy, and we think you'd be really, really good at it.
I want to be here for
I'd
that
have to think about it.
Well,
Tell me
you
just tell me he's a pussy if he doesn't
you're a
know do
pussy.
it.
Well, first of all, you're a pussy if you don't do it. Second of all, you got a whole week to come up with material. You think you can do that? You need 5 minutes of material. That means you got to practice with a stopwatch to make sure you come in at around 5 minutes.
No notes.
5 minutes takes like 5 minutes to write.
Notes if you write them on your hand only. No paper notes though. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And also, I'm
He
gonna
sounds so excited.
I'm gonna send you a link. I'm gonna send you a link to some fire shit, and we might call you back for a review later. So just keep that in mind.
All right.
All right. So sounds good. So next week on the podcast, we might have Spencer Bonner.
It's booked, dude.
You know, it's our.
Booked.
It's
Oh no,
our-
Brianna's coming on. She's got pins.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
In 2 weeks on the podcast.
2 weeks.
You know.
It's booked.
All right. All right. So we'll talk to you later, Spencer. We'll call you back if we need you.
All right.
We're not gonna need him.
We're not gonna need him.
That's funny as fuck.
I am gonna forward him the link though, and maybe get his opinion.
Yeah.
Because I think he'll like it.
have Devin here when he does that stand up.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. He's
Have
gonna
him-
critique. Well,
Yeah,
When
have him
heckle.
critique him.
he'll be the heckler finally.
Oh, yeah.
Switch roles.
Well, when Devin came on originally, I asked him. I was like, "Hey, would you do some stand up, and we can watch you and make fun of you?"
I was
And-
thinking about that when you brought that up. I was gonna say, hey, Devin would probably.
I was like,
hate
"Can you
that.
just bomb in front of us, please? That'd be the funniest thing."
He said no.
He was like, I didn't want to do stand up in front of you guys." I was like, "Oh no, it would have been
I don't
funny."
blame him.
Gets like
He's a
that.
comic.
It gets
Well,
like
yeah.
that. It gets like that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna ask him to rap right in front of us unless he wants to. You
We
wanna rap?
asked Nick to.
Well, that's Nick.
Oh, yeah.
He's gonna watch
It's-
this.
it is-
What's that mean?
Are you saying Devin to comedy is what Nick is to music?
No, I'm not. No, I'm
That's
not.
very
It
fucking
is-
rude.
It is wild doing shit in front of your friends, though. You know?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It gets.
It's like
It's almost weird doing it in
It
front of
gets
your friends and in
dicey.
front of strangers.
Dude, and
Stranger.
and the top of that, the ceiling of that is doing it in front of your parents, bro. I feel like doing that, like performing in front of my mom would be fucking weird.
See, I grew up performing with my dad.
Oh, did you?
So
See, I
like,
didn't. Yeah,
but that's weird from another perspective too.
Yeah.
a little bit of a competition going on there.
yeah.
No, I think because Devin lived here for like
Oh, did he?
a year and a half.
Oh, hell yeah.
He like moved
Oh,
out
I
of
think
his
he told
house.
me that. I think
He lived up in
Yeah.
and when he started doing stand up at the comedy bar, he tried it out on my dad first and like see if my dad likes it.
He tried it out on my dad first.
Yeah, he was like, "Well, I got a little bit of comedy. You want to hear it?" And this is so long ago, I barely remember it, but I remember my dad is just like, "Okay,
Yeah.
I don't know,"
Yeah.
and then
Wait,
he did it.
Your dad didn't even crack and laugh.
My dad was not into it.
Oh
I
no.
don't- well, that's it. Well, Devin,
He's
if you're
come a long
watching,
way.
if Devin's listening right now, I'm sorry to break this to you, but no, he was just like, yeah, it was just too much dad issue humor. I was like, that would make sense. They, you know,
No,
they,
the whole thing was about dads.
they dad problems, you know, and like
Oh,
just.
shit.
But then again, it's the beginning of his
Daddy
comedy
issues.
career. Beginning of his comedy career, it's like, dude, if you got daddy issues, milk yourself dry.
Dude, you gotta milk. You gotta milk the teat and see what happens. You know, you can't.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if I was gonna go onto a stage and come up with a set on spot, you know, I mean, imagine what a train wreck that would
Just
be. you know?
freestyle.
I mean, yeah,
Just-
you know what I mean.
You're
So it's
booked
real
for a
fucking-
ton of people.
And comedy is such a weird thing because, I mean, I imagine you can record yourself performing, you know, to yourself,
Yeah.
and then use that as like your.
A lot of people do that.
Yeah, I'd imagine you can do that, but it's just another thing when you get up there and because I've gotten up on stage and fucking forgot like shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I've gotten up stage and forgot
How bad?
how it never got crazy for sure.
Okay.
I have like a really good sense of pulling myself out of that and fucking putting myself where I have to be. But
Okay.
I've definitely got up on stage and forgot what the fuck my song was. Like, you know what I mean? Or like I've gotten up there and just not knowing what to say. You know what I mean?
You ever forget lyrics, Jesse?
Oh yeah,
Hell
every
yeah.
show.
Hell yeah, for real.
Every show.
Yeah.
I remember your dad would always just come up with something funny instead.
Oh, it's the best.
Every time.
Yeah.
It's better when you have that backtrack playing, so you don't always have to rely on
Yeah,
you
just-
spitting out words.
They like singing and then like
Yeah. Or you can pull out of it to take a breath and shit like that. So, yeah, but it definitely gets a little sketch sometimes.
Are you
man.
guys familiar with the comedian Jeff Ross?
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
The bald
Dude,
dude.
that
Yeah.
guy is so
The
good
roaster,
at
right? Roaster.
Yeah, he is so good at just like off the cuff comedy.
Improv.
Yeah,
Dude,
just,
yeah,
like-
he goes like around the world too. He goes and does comedy at like women's prisons and shit. And fucking
It was a madhouse.
Yeah, for real. He does it at like prisons and shit like that. He does comedy like overseas for like the troops and shit like that. I mean, imagine.
That's kick ass.
Dude, that's fucking
That is awesome.
I feel like that's a
You trying
common
to do a
gig.
show for the troops.
Yeah, I'll do a fucking
Send him out to Iraq.
show for the troops. Fuck yeah, bro. That'd be sick as hell.
Just
But-
sit in front of Brendan and Brandon.
What is this?
Yeah, Jeff Ross is lit, man. I love Jeff Ross.
I like Jeff Ross too.
I love comedians.
I like-
man. Comedians are so
You know
fucking
who
lit, bro.
my guilty pleasure is Lisa Lampanelli.
Oh, really?
My guilty pleasure, old Lisa Lampanelli.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say she's kind of
No.
washed
I was
up
really
now.
No, she's a mess now.
I was really preparing for you to say like Jeff Dunham.
Jeff Dunham.
yeah.
That would
I
suck.
can't stand.
I was
Jeff
little.
Dunham.
When I was little, I couldn't get enough.
What of Jeff Dunham?
Yeah, he was cool.
Yeah, he was cool when we're fucking kids, and you grow up and you
Talking pepper.
realize that it's just a dude playing with puppets.
Well, there's also there. I think I don't know. I could be wrong, but I feel like at the time there was no real good ventriloquist.
It's true.
You know,
Has
there was
there
no one that
ever-
was entertaining.
Has there ever
actually.
been?
Yeah,
There was one guy that wasn't funny at all, but it's like, then what are you saying?
I mean, when I think
No.
of ventriloquism, I think of like Sesame Street and shit like that.
well, I'm talking like
I think of the Muppets.
comedian.
Oh yeah, the Muppet. That is.
I like
isn't that
Crank
the same thing?
Yankers.
I think
Oh,
of
Crank
They were
Yankers
funny.
was
Crank
fucking
Yankers was
fire, bro. But that's because they could say fucking poop and dick and pussy.
yeah.
They did the special ed.
Yeah.
God, that was a good
That
one.
was so ridiculous.
Oh my God,
But you
I
can't-
totally forgot
You
that
can't
even
do
existed.
shit like that anymore. You
Uh-uh,
can't do
not
shit
at
like
all.
that.
No,
I mean, I think the only one that's really pushing the envelope is like Eric Andre and Sacha Baron Cohen. I think they're the only ones that actually do shit that pisses people off.
yeah, it's basically like imagine YouTube prank compilations, but good and on TV instead.
Right.
And real.
Right.
Yeah,
Eric Andre is a fucking
I
genius.
love Eric
too.
Andre.
Mm-hmm.
Hannibal Buress is an
my
artist.
God.
He's an
His-
artist.
His podcast is funny as shit.
I've never listened to,
Oh
listened to
my
it.
didn't even know he
god!
had one.
They make like songs on the spot, like little stupid songs
cool.
and shit. They're so fucking funny. He does it with this.
Do you listen to
Oh, dude,
No.
you need a keyboard in here.
Yeah, that'd be
In
hard.
between.
That'd be hard.
it? We were working on a little
Between.
piece. We're
Were
trying
you?
to figure. Well, we're trying to
Oh, like
figure
intro.
out an intro piece.
Oh,
yeah.
hell yeah.
We said it was going to be next week, like 3 episodes ago. But
Promise and deliver, Johnny.
Yeah, there you go.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, an
about
intro
that.
would be dope.
Yeah, because we wanted like a
It's like a
reggae
ritual, you know?
time
Oh, you want a
pace.
reggae one?
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
You
dude.
imagine? Welcome to Chillin' John and Jesse. We're gonna play the song right now.
Yeah.
And then it just goes for a couple minutes, and we just kind of wait.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Most podcasts do have that intro.
Yeah. Well, I feel like half of the intro, like it was me and Jesse going like, "Welcome to Chillin' with John," Jesse, or like you know
Yeah.
we're jumping like that. But now it's just like, "Hey, Jess, want a gummy worm?" And then I give him a gummy worm, and that's like how it starts. But
Hell yeah. Yeah, a tune would
it
be
feels
dope.
more comfortable,
A tune would be nice.
like a acoustic.
Something.
My squeaky shoes.
I thought that was the ceiling. God,
Something. Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Yeah,
hour.
all
What
those
is that?
fucking-
Hour and a half already.
Hour and a half.
Hour and 18.
Really?
Holy shit.
Yeah,
20 minutes.
dude. First,
Dude, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
the first time we recorded, I was like, "This is gonna be a crank." I was like, "I'm gonna sit through that. I gotta talk.
Yeah.
Like I talk, you know, but like on camera, like I'm not gonna want to talk." And then next thing, like I was looking at Jesse, we're talking 18. I was like, 18 minutes. Okay, that was kind of quick. I look at Jesse, come back 54 minutes. What the fuck? I'm like, what? We just hit an hour?
Damn.
Yeah,
That's weird.
Little
Isn't that
time
weird
machine.
how you get into like flow and time doesn't
Time
even
flies.
exist? Yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah.
time
I
flies when you're
always
talking.
It's true.
That's fucking strange, bro.
Yeah.
That's fucking strange.
But that one, we did what was the 2-hour episode? Was the drunk
It's
podcast?
the drunk cast, yeah.
You know, that mess. That
Who was
was
drunk? You guys were all drunk?
I got drunk for the first time.
Oh my god! I think I
birthday.
seen that. I think I seen
Yeah.
that.
Every
in the
person
fucking-
there except for me. And I had to
Holy
watch
shit. He was
the
the
train wreck
babysitter.
unfold.
Dude, that's so awesome that that was your first time getting drunk.
Yeah, I
That's
wanted
amazing. That's amazing.
Just wanna
bro.
see what-
All documented.
Dude, that is
Yeah.
some fucking shit, man.
to wait. Well, like we recorded
Because
on my
drinking
birthday.
sucks.
Yeah.
Drinking blows. I mean, it's fun for like a second.
Well, I kind of got myself to a point where it's like, I still have self control when I get,
Yeah.
like I'll get like a really good buzz going on, and I know where to. I never get that feeling of I become stupid and now I want more. I want more.
Yeah.
I want more. You
Yeah.
know? I never got like I never
Yeah.
get like that.
I've definitely been there.
Yo, on the way
Yeah.
over here,
It
we were
happens.
talking about how people like get drunk
Don't know
and
what
they
the fuck they're
totally
doing.
just stop making sense. Bro.
Oh
Like,
my
I
god,
don't
yeah.
understand.
Because we were at. I wish I knew this fucking kid's
Three
name.
Blind
too.
Mice.
I wish I knew. No, I wish I knew his name.
Oh.
We were at Three Blind Mice because we wanted to go out and celebrate 888 dropping, and I wanted to be around people that that I loved and shit like that.
Of
And
course.
fucking we go there. We wanted to go. We were
I've
gonna go
seen
to
some of it.
We
on
were
your
gonna
Snap.
go to Madison's first, and we get there, and it looks like out like Beta House.
Looked like high school all
Fucking
over
yeah,
again.
dude. It looked disgusting. It smelled like piss and fucking. So we go to Three Blind Mice, and we get there, and we're chilling, and we're waiting for our buddy Devin and his girl to show up, and these fucking dudes come up to us, bro, and they're not even like.
I don't even think they were 21.
Dude, I can tell when a dude's like. When a dude's like alpha, or you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
when they try to proclaim themselves as like the boss guy.
Yeah.
And yeah, they weren't that for sure. They weren't that.
Oh, boy.
The dude just looked like a fucking idiot, bro, and he was just doing the dumbest
Moron.
shit, touching Joey, saying Joey's cute and shit like that.
Yeah.
It got fucking
forgot about that.
weird,
It was
bro.
weird.
It got
I was
weird.
wasted. I was like, what the fuck
Yeah.
is this kid saying?
And then it was nothing against like gay people or nothing like that, but it was more against like, dude, you just came up to us and then he just
doesn't
started
know you.
touching Joey. Yeah, he grabbed Joey by like the back of the
Yeah,
neck,
yeah.
and that's like that you don't want to do that.
No.
you don't want to. You shouldn't be grabbing people that you don't know by the back of the neck.
Oh, shit.
Like
Something
some
mean.
and he was
cheese neck.
yeah, not knowing what he was saying, didn't know shit. I think the only good part about the conversation is one of the dudes started talking about Slipknot because they were going to see Slipknot in a couple weeks.
That's the
And
best part.
That was the only part that I fucking liked. Because then he got close to Joey, and I was like, all right, bro.
What's the Slipknot's drummer's name? He's
Joey.
incredible.
Joey?
Is it?
Yeah, isn't it Joey Jordison?
Yeah, him.
He's fucking awesome.
Oh my god!
There's
You ever
actually-
see him?
Yeah.
He actually can't. I don't even think he can. He's not going to be able to play drums for a while because that's the whole reason why he left Slipknot. Slipknot thought he was on a bunch of drugs and he was drinking a lot, but he wasn't. He actually has like a terrible disease that's crippling him from like the inside out.
Yeah.
And yeah, eventually he's not going to be able to play the drums. That's why he had to leave Slipknot because he just couldn't do it anymore.
No
he
way.
wouldn't be able. They would have to.
He
pick
was
him,
the only reason I was.
They would have to pick him up.
enjoyed Slipknot.
Right. They would have to. I mean, he's one of the best drummers in the fucking world.
Yeah.
If you listen to like Iowa and shit like that, like
Yeah.
dude, some of the drumming patterns on that, and like even like Travis Barker and shit like that, like those guys are top tier, bro. You don't get drummers like that anymore. But yeah, they actually had to start carrying him off of his drum set because he wasn't able to walk anymore.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Just
But
like
Slipknot's
plop him into a
Slipknot's
wheelchair.
Not what it was. But yeah, that dude at the fucking bar, fuck that dude, whoever that guy is.
Shout out to him.
Fucking, yeah, fuck that guy, dude. I hate people like that. That's why I don't fucking go to bars, man. And that's all people do around here is go to fucking bars. And it's like I just don't want to be at a
My
bar.
grandpa always told me, if you're an amateur drinker, you go to a bar. If you're professional, you drink at home.
Yeah,
That's
dude,
what he
I'd
said.
much rather drink at my
Always
house, bro. Like, fuck that. I don't want to go anywhere where some idiot can fucking, I don't know, bro. It's just weird. And liquor makes people just dumb.
Yeah.
Bro. It just
It's like you go to a place and you either have somebody you're either a mooch and like relying on somebody to give you a ride, or it's
Yeah.
like
that's true.
Let's go have a shitty time and spend a lot of money.
yeah.
Let
that's
me go
another
have a
thing.
shitty time.
That's
and then
another thing. There's a lot of money that goes into that, and then you
Hell
wake up the
yeah.
next day, and all you did is get fucking drunk. I mean, I like drinking. Don't get me wrong. Drinking's cool. It's whatever. I use it sometimes and shit like that. But I don't like. I'd much rather buy a bottle than go out and buy drinks.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
you buy a bottle for like $20, but then they'll charge you
Yeah.
$4 for that much.
And that's only
it's
that's
like-
Our
that's only
shots are
talking.
like 9.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
only
What
talking.
do
That's
you
only
wanna drink?
that's only talking about like around here because you can go to New York and California. I mean, when I went out to Cali, bro, I was spending $14 on one drink.
Oh, yeah.
And I was buying 4 rounds, so I already spent
Get a
$40.
steak with it?
Yeah, dude, I should get a blowjob with a $14 drink. So by the end of the night, I would only have bought in 1 round, and I already spent $40. So it's definitely a fast way to lose. It's definitely a fast way to fucking lose money, bro.
That just reminded me. My dad was telling me if we ever had Spencer on and we made him a drink on that episode, he's like, you should make something with like, because Spencer's super homophobic. You know, that's why we mess with him. Everybody, we're not bad people. We do not support his thoughts at all. But so my dad told me, he's like, you should give him something called like the fairy's blowjob.
Yeah, dude.
like all right, Jesse's drinking his vodka water with lime, and like we go down the line and we get to Spencer, and we made a very special fairy's blowjob
Yeah,
with a
dude.
twist. With a fruity twist.
No way.
braided angel pubic hair.
I'm not drinking
there you
that
go.
shit.
Yeah,
I'm not drinking that. Oh my god.
You can drink this if you want.
That's funny as fuck.
God.
That's no
mess.
good. That's no good.
Funny thing about Spencer talking about spending money. One time we went to the bowling alley, and Spencer spent $80 at the bowling alley bar just
bowling
on
alley.
himself. Oh, actually,
Shit.
he bought me one vodka water. That was $4 though.
Two of
so-
those drinks were Bloody Marys.
yeah.
I've never had a Bloody Mary.
It's just
Never had
alcoholic
Well,
salsa.
don't get one from a bowling.
not that
Alcoholic
good.
salsa.
Don't get one from a bowling alley. Whatever you do.
Oh, I would never. I wouldn't get.
Dude.
I wouldn't get directions from a bowling alley.
This
Fuck
thing
that.
tasted like a fridge. It was the worst fucking thing I ever drank.
You want to know what I hate the most? Bowling alleys. I can't fucking stand bowling. I cannot. I swear to God, bro. I've never hated something more than I do bowling. What a terrible fucking idea. We had when I used to work in the mall, they had a fucking delayed work party that they delayed for like a fucking year, and we finally got it, and we're going to a bowling alley, bro. Like if there's an easier place to get syphilis, it's from the guy. You know what I mean?
No. Wait.
Bowling alleys suck. Fuck bowling alleys.
Dude, so
Between this episode and a future episode, we got people that love bowling are gonna hate this fucking podcast.
Dude, I can't fucking stand bowling. I remember my mom used to date this guy who used to fucking bowl, and he used to come over with his fucking balls in his bag.
Anybody that has a ball bag's an asshole.
Dude, and they're always.
you have a ball bag.
I'm an asshole.
I don't hate on people that bowl. I'm just
I do.
saying, like, for real. Maybe I do. I don't know. I just can't stand bowling alleys, bro. They just look like that's like the taint of America. It's a bowling alley.
Oh my God. Well, so I said this on another episode. Me and Jesse came up with doing a podcast by watching professional bowling and just ragging on it.
Oh,
'Cause
that's it.
That's what me and
That's
Jesse
it.
do at his house. We just hang out and we'll just watch professional bowling. Funniest shit ever.
I feel like I would start seizing if I was made to watch professional
Funniest
bowling.
thing. No, you won't start seizing. You start pissing your pants.
It's
It's
the
the
best thing.
funniest thing. I mean, we
Is
always say
that a
you can only get a
sport? Is it
300.
a
Here's the thing about bowling. It's played by badass motherfuckers.
Yeah. Well, I asked. So I met with. I got a new buddy named Tom Murphy.
Okay.
And he's been. He ran into me at the gym. He's like, "Oh, I watch your podcast." You know, I was like, "Sweet." So I was talking to him, and he did competitive bowling for 3 years,
Oh man.
along with his best buddy Adam
Competitive.
Walzak.
Oh,
And I've been talking to Jesse about making an episode where we just watch professional bowling and just
that would be hilarious.
commentate it.
That would be funny.
And I was thinking, why don't we just bring them on and just commentate
Why don't
it
you
with
just
them?
go to local bowling alleys
Yeah,
and
why don't you
interview
have them
people?
bowl? Have them bowl and you rip
That's what we
off.
gotta
So
do. We
why
gotta,
are you doing this?
Yeah. Who do you want to shout out? You know?
So why does the score only go up to 300? That's my biggest critique.
you can't get any better than that.
Oh,
Like,
man.
and everybody,
Yeah.
like, if you were on a bowling team for 6 months and you had talent, you could get a 300.
Yeah,
no
how-
problem.
But where
how-
do you go after that?
Exactly. How do you make
You
a
don't.
sport
Where
out of
do you
something
go?
that ends?
You just stay.
Right. There's no ladder.
You're there.
You just
Like
stay.
you think about like even billiards is a more.
There's no ride. It's
Billi-
just a destination.
Yeah, billiards is more of a ladder situation than fucking bowling.
But
Billiards is like
billiards gets-
infinite.
and you
can
play
get-
against each other.
Yeah,
too.
billiards gets intense.
Like
Yeah.
it's like
It's
chess.
not. Yeah, billiards. There's I don't know. I'd take.
'Cause it's whoever just
They
finishes
look more
first. It's like a
professional
race.
too. Like a lot of professional bowlers show up in jorts and fucking.
They make me look like fucking Atlas and shit.
Yeah, for real. Showing up looking like someone's stepdad, bro.
Yeah.
And you're throwing balls
Well,
around.
the
Their
thing,
jean
here's-
jackets.
the thing with billiards
That
is
and
like
golf. I fucking hate golf. Can't stand
golf is stupid.
Yeah,
well, golf is
boring
like
as fuck.
dude. Fuck golf.
Except for holes in one.
it's like
Except if Tiger Woods is playing, then I'm fucking watching it. 'Cause
It's like-
I don't know why.
The Tiger Woods and his wife thing is all I know about golf.
Dude,
Really?
Yeah, that's the only thing you need to know.
That's all the only thing I know.
Dude, that's the only thing you want to know. What else
Oh,
do
yeah.
you want to know about golf?
And there's hole in ones, I think, or
that
something
dude
like that.
defined
Oh,
golf
hole in
with
ones
his
are cool.
dick.
Like Happy Gilmore and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Happy
if there was
Gilmore's as far
if
as
there
I
was
go.
if there was a guy shooting balls like Gilmore, I'd fucking be out there every single day watching it.
I
But
thought-
it's not, bro.
I thought Chubbs was a real golfer.
Yeah, for real. Like I wish Chubbs was a real golfer. Shit.
Well, here's the thing. The thing with billiards is like, let's say you mess up. Okay, it's like I hit the ball wrong. It's like you have an excuse that's still self-blame. If you mess up on the bowling alley, you can easily say it's the oil pattern.
yeah.
You know, like they don't cut off the oil
Yeah.
early enough.
Never your
Like,
fault.
well, that's the thing.
And the fact that matters makes it a bad sport.
It's like if you're a
Yeah,
pro
that's true.
bowler and you bowl a gutter ball You should just have to revoke your pro bowling card. Like, oh my god.
Because it's not like a gutter ball's anything like a strike in
What
baseball.
makes it pro? What makes you a pro
You
bowler?
might get
You
money.
do it on TV.
You
I
have
think.
your own ball? Yeah, you do it on TV, for real.
They don't get paid. They
That's
just get a.
insane that people sit down and watch bowling. I mean,
Me and Jesse were talking about people.
what? Like, that's
probably
like
get
the
paid.
description of a serial killer.
Well,
Someone who
we were
sits
talking
down
about
and watches bowling.
We were talking about that, and then we think about all the people, not let alone the contestants, the people in the audience watching the bowling tournament.
Dude.
It's
Yeah.
like, what are they doing?
It's mostly
They're
failing.
wasting their time.
They're there for pity.
They don't look like they're having fun either.
They're not. No one's ever had fun in a bowling alley.
They
No
look
one has
pissed
ever
off.
had fun.
They look like they're just there for a job.
Dude, it literally just smells like piss and cheese.
It's
in
just
every
jury
bowling alley. Dude, it's hell, bro. That's my version of hell. If I die and I just have to live in a bowling alley.
Oh no.
That's my version of hell. Fuck
See,
that.
I always.
And billiards, they make it look like poker too.
Oh, it's
yeah.
classy.
Exciting. It's all bright
It's
and vibrant.
classy. I can watch billiards all day.
Yeah.
See, the
could
one
watch
sport I
both.
always had the biggest problem with was NASCAR.
NASCAR is yeah.
That's
NASCAR, I can get some
for-
adrenaline watching.
See, yeah,
Every-
I used
like-
to not like NASCAR.
But there's like four
now it's like
laps.
whatever.
There's like 4 laps that matter and
Yeah,
300
right,
that don't.
yeah. But I don't know. But they're also driving these things that go like, how fast does a NASCAR go? Like what, 300 miles
They
an
get
hour?
like I've seen they get like 230 or something like that.
Yeah.
Something
Dude.
crazy.
Imagine being
Constantly.
in a fucking car going 230 miles an hour, bro.
Yeah.
But you're always
Dude.
just slightly turning left. Always.
That's true. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
no
all
right
the
turns
wheel.
for sure.
Yeah.
But then there's like this is the thing about fucking bowling and golf is there's no alternative to bowling. There's no like other sport doing the same thing. Like in NASCAR, they're racing cars, but then there's like Indy racing,
Right,
motorcycle
drag
racing,
racing.
drag
There's-
racing. Bowling, it's bowling.
Yeah, bowling's just
And
stupid.
Golf is golf.
And there's nothing unexpected that can happen in bowling. It's not like, oh, here comes somebody from behind.
Dude,
He's either
someone
gonna
would
get a
have-
strike or he's
someone
not.
would have to show up with an AR if I was gonna watch it. Like, I just can't.
shit.
It's just not exciting, bro. NASCAR, at least there's crashes sometimes and people get fucked up and shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, that's the thing. Like, but the way, like, the entertainment I get out of watching NASCAR and seeing a crash is the same entertaining I get out of watching bowling and just making fun of it with Jesse. That's it.
there is those things where you watch them and the whole reason you're watching it is because it's terrible.
Yeah.
And you want to make fun of it.
Oh,
Like
it's a joke.
cringe compilations on YouTube. Like,
Yeah.
I only watch those because
Compilations.
it's fucking hilarious. You know what I mean? Yeah, the compilations.
Me and Brianna,
Compilations.
Compilations.
me and Brianna watch cringe comps.
Dude, cringe comps are the
All
fucking
the
best,
time.
bro. The best ones are from the fucking the Minecraft thing where they were asking questions to the creators.
Yeah.
Dude, oh my god!
They had
Shout out all those
sword
kids that showed up that bought tickets to go to that because that was
Those
fucking
parents.
hilarious.
Dude, my favorite brand of cringe comp is the food reviews.
Oh yeah. Wait, you talking about my man's though? You talking about
Joey's
Chef
World
Rain.
Tour?
No, I didn't even think of Joey's World's Tour, bro. Fucking
Yeah.
that's my
Yeah.
guy, bro.
He's awesome.
Dude,
Me and Brianna
There's
watch
that
him all the time.
Chugs dude now. The
Oh.
big black guy that does the Chugs.
Is he the one that did the San Andreas parody?
I don't know if I've seen that, but
did
I've seen the one where he was like the Godzilla where he's fucking
No.
It's like the it's like a fucking like a T-Rex screech out
I've
of
never
his mouth.
seen that.
Yeah.
Go search. I don't even know what his thing is. I don't even know what his
Oh.
tag is.
But
Whoever
no,
that guy
I
is
sent-
though.
I sent you the Big Smoke.
Oh, the Big
Oh.
Smoke challenge. Yeah, when
Yeah.
he ate what Big Smoke ordered in San Andreas. That's what
Yeah,
you're talking
that's
about.
what I'm talking about.
Dude, that's the fucking one.
Yeah.
I kind of feel bad for watching that shit though, because that's not good
I was
for
like,
you.
No.
This dude's gotta be
Well,
I mean, that's got to be like
well,
20,000 calories. I mean, did you see how much food he ate?
yeah.
Yeah.
Are you
He's
talking
a
about?
massive
Are you
unit.
talking about the cut scene when they're
Yeah.
ordering?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
three number
nines,
twos.
one with cheese.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Someone-
6 number
He,
nines.
he actually went
Well,
up
what's
to
the
McDonald's
45?
and did
He
it.
ordered it. I don't fucking know all of it.
What's it? Yeah.
all the numbers
Do
added
number
up.
45. Like,
It's-
what is that?
Well, I don't know what he was ordering from Cluckin' Bell, so we'd have to go. We'd have to look at
Probably go
Cluckin'
to a-
Bell's menu.
Probably go to like a KFC or a Popeyes.
The guy who does the chugs, he is a massive unit. I mean, this guy is
Yeah.
huge, dude. So
But
You know LA Beast?
yeah, LA Beast is
Yeah,
crazy. He
he's
used to
in-
be like muscular. Now he's like flapped
Well,
out.
his job is let's
Dude,
eat shit.
I watched him eat a cactus one time, and it was the fucking. I think he ate like 3 of them or something.
Then
like
he
that.
downed it with a 20-year-old Crystal Pepsi.
Oh, he did. Yeah, I forgot about Crystal Pepsi.
There's this one time he was going to like skydive, and like right before the skydive, he's like, right before I skydive, I'm gonna down this another 20-year-old Crystal Pepsi. He downs it, and you're like, what? He's got his little like patriotic music going. He's like downing it. He finishes it, throws it on the ground, immediately pukes it all back up. Immediately.
20 years
You couldn't
old.
count to 3.
You can't drink it, bro. You can't drink it. That guy's fucking hilarious. Who's?
And he's just like, let's go skydive now.
That's awesome.
That's a big thing nowadays. What is it called? It starts with an M. It was really big in
Mukbang?
Mukbanging. Yeah,
Oh,
bro.
yeah.
That's
What
when
is
people
that?
get.
I keep hearing that. What is it?
That's when
It's like
people,
an eating podcast, basically.
Yeah, that's when people film themselves eating a large quantity of food.
Yeah.
It's called mukbanging.
I could do that.
Huge.
No,
Why don't we
there's-
do it?
There's
It's
a
huge in Asia and
there's
like
a-
in the Chinese culture and shit like
I'll be
that.
right back,
It's-
one
There's a
giant.
huge group of videos on YouTube that are all watched by just hungry women, and it's just like these women that get this ungodly amount of food.
That's
and
actually a
pound it.
That's actually a form of therapy. People that eat too much, they watch those videos because it satisfies them like they're eating the food. Like
Just
they get
smell
to-
it while
they-
you're watching it.
Yes, they
I
get to-
need these
they-
videos.
but these women.
Well, you
get-
lost a fucking bunch of weight, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you lost a ton of weight. So don't
like
say that.
190 pounds. or
Dude,
something.
you lost
yeah.
a fuck ton of weight, bro.
Yeah.
I didn't even recognize you when he was showing
Yeah,
me
me
pictures of
neither.
you. Well, when I saw your
I think-
face
I
on
remember
the
him
podcast,
chatting me, yeah.
Yeah, when I saw your face on the podcast, I was like, dude, who's this?
Holy
Who's this
shit.
guy that looks like Mac from It's Always Sunny? Who's this guy? And it was fucking you, but you used to just be really big, which is crazy. That's wild, bro.
Yeah,
it's
I was getting a bunch of
appreciate that. Thank you.
every
Yeah,
time
bro.
I record you or anything, there's someone new that messages me and they're like, Jesse lost some weight.
Dude,
I'm like, yeah, it's been like 2 years now.
I didn't even know when you lost the weight or nothing like that. I only just knew of you when you were a larger person.
Episode 7, season 1 of Real Mitchell was probably about when you were biggest.
Yeah.
He was
deep down.
huge.
I was I never saw it on the scale, but I was probably
think-
close to 400 pounds.
I think
400 pounds?
I think
Holy
Jess.
shit.
highest I saw on a scale was 378.
I think Jess.
And then
I
after that, you were like, I'm good. Yeah.
I think
I'm
Jess
done
and I
looking
were
at this shit.
both at our
Yeah,
biggest at
dude.
that point in time.
Yeah, we were
'Cause
both
I
pretty
w-
big.
I was a huge man.
Well,
too.
what's funny is I made you look small.
And he was bigger than he is now.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy how like people just be losing the weight like that.
I feel like everybody's getting into it.
190
It's the
pounds.
carbs and the sugar, man.
Oh, the sugar will
Pops
get you.
and popping potatoes.
Yeah.
At least everybody that I know from high school that was like bigger is now starting to lose the weight.
And the people who were skinny are now fat. Isn't
Yeah.
that weird how that works? A lot of the people that I know that were
There is
that were
a lot-
really
yeah.
fit, they're losing it, dude.
There's a bunch of dudes that called me fat that are fatter than me now.
Yeah, that feels fucking good, bro. People used to fucking, dude. I used to get,
Chicks too.
dude. Yeah, exactly, dude. I used to get fucking curved, bro, because I used to look like a dyke, bro. That's literally what I looked like. I looked like a lesbian.
I was a big walking carbohydrate.
Yeah, dude. I was just this huge. I wasn't even that big, but I just carried it like I don't know, like a fucking. I just carried it weird. Like I had these big old sloppy titties, dude. I just wasn't. I wasn't what I am now.
How much you lose?
I think the most I was ever was probably like. My heaviest probably like 195, probably like almost 2 maybe. That's when I was like walking. I would walk to Taco Bell because I lived right there, and I would just
It's like just a little over my goal.
four. Well, but yours would be different because it would all be muscle.
Yeah,
You know what
that's
I mean?
true,
And you
yeah.
have a super low body fat percentage. You probably do.
It's not too low
You look
now.
like- you
not
look like
too
you
low
do.
now.
Oh, okay.
But it's
Are you
like
bulking? Is that why?
yeah, for about to hit 2 years in August.
Okay.
I went from 127 to 1.
Yeah.
Now I'm 175.
Yeah, but I used to just walk to Taco Bell and get 5-layer burritos. I used to get 4 of them and just go upstairs and play MW2 or whatever I was fucking playing.
Oh,
Black Ops
shit.
2.
Those are the days.
Dude, those were the days, bro.
Dude,
I would go back
are
and do
you
that
guys-
shit again, bro.
Are you guys as hyped for the Modern Warfare coming out?
I
or
seen
no?
it. It does actually kind of look whatever.
You just hear everybody go.
Yeah, I give
No new subject.
I give things a try. So I don't like to hate things just from their fucking trailers because people are gonna review shit that don't even play the fucking game. So
I feel like Call of Duty it's like, yeah, we're not really trying to be Call of Duty anymore,
It's
and then
a-
they're just Call of Duty.
For some reason, like this new Modern Warfare looks and feel like it just looks like a 2009 Call of Duty. Just like the perfect era Call of Duty.
it
It's
looks
like they just,
badass.
Didn't they
It
do,
looks.
I don't think I've seen it.
With
didn't they do
updated
that E3
graphics?
thing today?
Yeah.
Yeah, E3 just passed.
Today, I think.
Yeah.
Or
That's a
yesterday,
cringe fucking compilation itself, bro.
Yeah, you watch it?
Holy shit! I
The
can't even
only-
watch E3 anymore. It's all VR now. Though.
Only Keanu
Yeah.
Reeves could make
Skyrim VR.
like a full presentation like cool.
Oh, Keanu Reeves was there.
Yeah.
For what?
You know Cyberpunk 2077? Oh, it's like this
Fuck is that?
it's
Oh wait, I think I kind of know what it is.
it's like this
It's like a.
it's a game that's being made by the people that made The Witcher. And
Brianna
heard
likes The Witcher.
The Witcher's
yeah.
fire.
And
Shout out anime chicks.
and
E-girls.
Yeah, e-girls.
and Keanu Reeves is starring in it.
Oh, what?
And so they brought him on stage, and he like fucking killed that presentation.
Did
It's
he?
the only
It's
E3
fucking Keanu Reeves,
Yeah.
though. Come on. I mean, I seen this one. It was like a meme
John
of like
Wick.
E3, and it was like oh man, E3 was so exciting, and then you click on the video, and the guy's just like gaming, and the whole crowd just loses it. It's fun. I love games and I love shit like that, but I just think E3 is a little.
Oh,
A little
yeah.
bit
It was
much.
dope when I was a kid, though. Shit, when I
Yeah.
was a kid, and the Xbox Connect came out and shit like that.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about that was like groundbreaking, bro. I was fucking.
I think the
flipping.
prime was like, for me, was probably like when the like it was. I think they did Fallout 4, which it wasn't really Fallout 4. It
I was
was.
never really into.
I wasn't
Fallout.
into.
Yeah, it
I
was
just
alright.
recently started like because it was on sale for like $10, so I bought
Did
it.
you guys play Fallout?
I played Fallout.
You played
for
a
sure.
couple of
I
them.
played.
Oh, did
Like,
you?
I played Fallout. The first Fallout I played was like Fallout 3 or some shit.
Really?
And then I played like.
What
New
are they
Vegas.
on now?
76. I
Well,
think.
yeah,
They
well,
skip numbers, right?
Yeah, well, it was. It's not actually 70.
I was
It's,
about to say
last, they basically came out
It's
with
like
like
the
Fallout 5, and then
Yeah.
they're coming out with
I remember
six.
playing a little bit of Fallout, but I never really got into it. I was a GTA kid. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
So
on.
was I.
I was in
Definitely
lobbies
old.
talking shit.
Oh,
Don't play
Yeah.
GTA.
yeah, bro.
we all did private lobbies, but we still talked shit.
yeah. Dude, that was
Skyrim was
shit.
my game.
Skyrim was so fucking lit. I didn't play
Don't get me
Oblivion.
Never
but
played it.
I love
Really?
Skyrim.
Never once.
I never played like the online.
I didn't think
played
I'd get into
I played
it.
The first one.
Dude, Skyrim was dope as
Yeah.
fuck.
I was never into medievals, fairies,
Did
or
you
anything like
read it?
that
And then I
until
know
I
like the
played it.
game for like 2 months.
Dude, I didn't even think I could be into that stuff. And then I played Skyrim and I was like, holy shit,
Yeah,
bro.
shit's
It's basically
cool.
just Game of Thrones. video
Yeah.
game. That's basically
Well,
what it is.
the thing is, like every time, like when I started playing Skyrim on PS3,
Uh-huh.
like a bunch of my buddies were making fun of me,
Yeah.
and then they all started playing it.
Yep.
Because
That's how I was.
Especially like my buddy Brendan, he got a PS3. And
Right.
he was the biggest thing. He was like, dude, how can you play this game? I'm like sitting there playing it. I'm like, why are you getting frustrated?
Right,
I was like, you want me to shut it
Well,
off?
that's what I thought because I would always see people playing Oblivion and I'd be like, lame.
Well,
But
you
then
see it.
I tried,
It's-
Then I tried Skyrim and I remember just playing that for like.
What's wild is like you guys didn't really fuck with Fallout, but Fallout is just like the
not as-
nuclear version of
Yeah,
Skyrim.
it is,
right?
it is.
It is, but there's some annoying parts of Fallout. And Fallout is a lot more repetitive than Skyrim is.
Also, I don't like Fallout's fans. I have a problem with that.
Yeah.
I don't know too much on their
They
fan
do-
base.
It's like they're
dick
too
sucking the shit out of that game.
Really?
And I'm just like, it's
feel
not.
like it's all
It
Skyrim
can't
is.
be that good. There's no way it could be that good. I mean, I get it's a fun game and shit like that. I'm just not really into like the whole. I was never really into the whole. I don't know those open world.
Endless game.
Yeah, the endless
Yeah,
games.
yeah, I
Yeah,
was-
yeah.
It's an endless game?
It just seems
Is
like
it
it
an
doesn't
endless
have an
game?
end.
Have you
Well,
beat
can
it?
keep playing it
What,
without having to
Skyrim?
finish the story.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
talking about like story wise.
Just-
I thought you were talking about like map. I'm like,
No.
what?
Well, that's then I can't even really say that because that's one of the things that I liked about Skyrim is its openness.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
open world.
Well, that's how
shit
GTA is
dope,
too.
But
Yeah,
just, I like a good story.
I do
Yeah.
too. I
Yeah.
do too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
I think that's why I fell in love with like
How about Red Dead 2?
Red
I
Dead.
was just
Red-
about
the
to
first
mention
one and
Red
the
Dead.
second
Played
one,
it.
bro. The first one was amazing.
Yeah.
Then they came out with the second one, and it's like what?
I still
The
haven't played the
second
second
It's like
one.
a prequel, isn't it? Isn't it a prequel?
Yeah,
Sort of.
it is a prequel.
Because you get to run around with John Marston and then like his gang and
Oh,
shit like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
yeah, it's
That's
all
right.
a prequel. So
Yeah, which is
yeah.
dope. But I was into
Oh, Far Cry.
Far Cry was badass,
Far
bro.
Cry.
Far Cry was so lit.
That's another
Who said that?
open
You?
world game. Yeah, me.
Dude, Far Cry was lit,
Yeah,
bro.
that's-
Going around finding diamonds and
Far-
shooting a bunch of fucking like
I never played
Taking
Far Cry.
over-
tribalist
Dude,
people.
what?
Bro,
That's
that was a dope ass
That's
game.
dope.
That was a dope ass
I never
game.
I never played too many games.
They
That-
got better too. The new one's
Yeah.
not even that bad either.
Yeah.
You know? It's
Like-
weird how fast gaming is going. How like
It's scary.
incredibly quick. I was actually just there's this countdown that this guy made. It's called the Countdown to Singularity, and it goes through. It started in 2018,
Yeah.
and it goes all the way to like fucking 2036.
What?
And he asked like the smartest people what they think the milestones will be. Bro, it's fucking terrifying.
What?
With AI and shit like that, bro. Like that shit is fucking wild, bro. Especially with all like the autonomous cars and shit that they're making, that Tesla's making and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
You know?
The crazy shit with those is they get better with literally every inch that they drive.
Dude, and the crazy thing about Teslas is dude, that is very true because they learn from their fucking environment and shit like that. But the crazy thing about Teslas are that if something goes wrong in that car, it diagnoses itself and it orders the part for you.
Dude, I want a Tesla so fucking
Dude, I want a
bad.
fucking Tesla
They get,
so
like,
bad.
updated
They're getting
every
cheap.
day.
Yeah.
They're like 30 grand.
Yeah, you can
I was
lease
just
the
about to
new.
say,
I think
getting
it's the
cheap.
T series or whatever the
They're
fucking.
coming out with a new model that's supposed to be pretty.
You ever paint a Tesla?
That would be bonkers. Yeah, if
He's just like,
if anybody doesn't know, Joey does body work and he paints, and we'll definitely plug you at the end of it for
Are
sure.
there even any Teslas in Michigan? I feel like
Fuck
there's
yeah.
a lot of
Yeah, are you
Teslas.
kidding me?
Especially, like,
Just go to
downtown.
Birmingham.
I've seen
Yeah,
it.
go to downtown. Go to Birmingham.
Yeah, downtown.
Did you know that
stuff.
they're the fastest streetcar right now?
Are they?
Yeah.
They-
Oh, really?
I think
Take
Fast
the
as
fuck
0
off.
to 60.
Yeah.
0-60 in
Really?
Because some of their
1.9
models
know
seconds.
are
that.
powered by a battery and an engine.
That's streetcar. That's commuter car, right? That's not like Lamborghinis.
Isn't
No, it's beating Lamborghini.
Yeah.
A
isn't-
Tesla's beating a Lambo?
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
They got like
It's electric.
jets on the fucker now.
Yeah.
That, like he was like, we could literally lift this thing off the ground if we wanted.
Damn, I didn't know
Honestly,
that.
Flying cars.
Yeah, isn't the newest model they're coming out with? It goes like 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds and gets like
That's-
400 miles
That
on
is
one.
stupid. That's
knucking
stupid.
futs, bro. Going that quick, in such a short amount of time.
And on top of that, the
Fuck, see your point.
the
Yeah,
fucking
for real.
the fucking mileage on that is
Yeah.
like 400 miles
Yeah,
per
I
fuel.
was actually just reading about the mileages on Teslas, and they're definitely, if not, if they're not as close as most gas cars, they're above gas cars for
Yeah.
mileage, which is crazy.
I have a 1978 Lincoln. I want to put a Tesla motor in. I think.
Can you do that?
There's been people that put them in like Mustangs.
There's
and
this
shit.
dude out in California that he started on YouTube. He would find junked, totally crashed fucking Teslas, rebuild them, and fucking drive it around. And now he has a fucking shop in California where he fixes Teslas. So,
what? There's
yeah.
some shop in Texas that's pumping out. They still have all the old parts for DeLoreans, and they're just pumping out.
Oh,
DeLoreans.
dude, imagine driving in a DeLorean, bro.
20 grand.
That's how much they are?
That-
Yeah.
That's
They're not,
it
it's not
now?
even that much. Yeah.
I thought the last time I'd seen they were like pumping them out for like 80 grand.
There was this guy in
Because
Yeah.
just
I think,
nostalgia.
I think like 5 years ago, there was this guy in Ohio that bought a storage unit, and it had in the storage unit, I think he bought it for like fucking $10. In the storage unit was a fucking car with a drape over it, and he removed the drape, and it's the fucking model DeLorean that they used for Back to the Future.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where?
In a fucking, it was either, I can't remember if it was in Ohio or like Virginia or something like that. It was in a storage unit though. It was being.
What do they do? Like,
Yeah.
all right, guys, we finished this movie. What do we do with it? Get rid of it.
Well,
Get rid of
if
it.
something's
and they
in a-
drive it to
if
Ohio.
something's in a storage unit for so long, it starts to become the property's.
Yeah.
The property owners like.
If you stop paying
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
space.
and they'll bid
Yeah.
for it. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
about
But-
those.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering where they.
storage.
Yeah.
But
was.
did seriously
You got a
not
whole
go? There's a
fucking-
car in there, and then they only paid fucking $10 for it.
Well, the weird thing about storage units is once you open it, like you'll open it to see what it's in, but you can't fucking.
It was
like,
covered in
that's-
boxes. and they
Yeah,
just looked like
that's
shit,
I think that's what it was. It was just covered in shit, and that he found it and he fucking sold it for like I don't know, money.
Too much.
So
That's insane.
yeah, for real, probably a fucking check. So
Dude, it's wild.
What a kept
Just
it.
hopping in that car is time traveling.
dude, talk about fucking luck though. Going to a storage unit, finding a DeLorean. I mean, that's like finding like a golden ticket. You know what I mean? That's insane.
I don't even know what I would do.
I would
Drive
flip
it.
out. Yeah, I would for sure drive.
Well, I would
it.
immediately drive it.
Yeah, for real. I would
Gas or not.
drive it out of there, bro.
Yeah.
That's insane. Yeah, Teslas are definitely taking over the world for sure. I think they're coming out with a completely electric semi truck.
They are.
Yeah,
I
it's
heard
the
all about
it's the
that.
trucks that because they're building it like the trucks. Because when you buy a Tesla, if you buy a Tesla or rent one or whatever, it gets dropped off to your house in a Tesla semi.
And a guy with a tux too.
Yeah, for real. with a silver platter full of fucking.
Wait, it gets dropped off by a Tesla semi?
Yeah, or you can go to like a
didn't even
dealership
think-
that's a vendor for Teslas, but there's not a lot of those because Tesla's kind of keeps it to themselves. You can order Teslas online and it'll just come to your house.
I didn't even think they had the semis like going yet.
They don't have the semis going in a commercial sense. They have them delivering the Teslas.
Okay, so it's
But
kind of
they're
like
gonna, they want to use the
still
semis.
figuring it
Yeah,
out.
they want to use the semis to do like, you know, what semis are used for, like taking packages and shit like that.
That's sweet.
Dude.
Yeah, bro, it's
And
fucking wild.
and the fact that they're just now starting to make money on it. Like they've been
Yeah.
losing money this entire time.
Well, there's this
That's how you
whole
gotta do
there's
it.
this whole thing around Elon Musk is that he's a huge fucking idea machine, bro. He just comes up
Yeah.
with wild ass ideas and
Yeah.
goes for it. Actually, I just read that Robert Downey Jr. Modeled his portrayal of Tony Stark after Elon Musk. That was
Yeah.
what he was trying to come up
Yeah.
with. So, but the crazy thing about Elon Musk and the money that he gets from investors and shit like that, he doesn't get a lot of it from investors because there's this thing about him where he comes up with an idea, does the idea, but then he comes up with an idea that's better than the last idea, that outsells the last idea, so that idea doesn't make any more money. So people are kind of like they're very weary on what kind of money they give Elon, and Elon doesn't even make fucking money from he doesn't take a check from Tesla.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was taking a lot of these self-proclaimed multimillionaires, billionaires. They take what's known as the $1 cut. So they ask the company to pay them $1. Jeff Bezos does it too.
Really?
Yeah, I think Jeff Bezos is still a fucking billionaire.
richest
almost.
man in the world.
Yeah, but yeah, they do that a lot. A lot of those dudes just take
$1.
that $1.
I didn't know about that.
How is he the richest man in the world, but it only takes $1?
Well, I think he just takes. I think he still makes money.
I'm sure he's got a credit card with the company's
I mean,
name
he's
on it.
Jeff. I mean, at that point, when you have the names such as Jeff Bezos
Amazon.
and Elon, you don't really like Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg
Yeah.
just makes money from being Snoop Dogg. You know what I mean?
I think his
Sometimes-
card says Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, dude. His money probably says Snoop Dogg, bro. Like, at that point, yeah, I'm not sure if he's taking like a $1%
Snoop
from.
cash.
He goes to pay somebody. What the fuck is this?
Yeah, it's a Snoop buck.
Dude, I'd take it.
Yeah, for real. Dude, I wouldn't even ask fucking Snoop Dogg for no fucking money. What the fuck?
He'd be like, "Is Snoop cash?"
Yeah, dude, for real. So yeah, that shit's scary. The whole AI thing, that shit fucking freaks me out.
Well, every time I see him, I'm like, "Are they using it right now?"
What, the money?
No,
Or the
no.
AI?
If I see like a Tesla going, it's like, are they? Is it self-operating
Oh,
as
you're
I
talking
look
about
at
the
it?
pilot mode or whatever.
When
they
I
have?
see him on the road, yeah.
Yeah, there was actually that guy that got in trouble because he fucking
Dude who did the
Fell asleep.
I'm living my best life.
did he get? Was that the guy who got in
Yeah,
trouble?
yeah, he was smoking. There was a
Yeah.
video he was smoking and just laid back.
Yeah.
What?
Trouble
Yeah.
for it. What the fuck is
I'm
this?
talking about the
name?
dude that fell asleep.
No, I think that's a different one where he crashed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can like assign what kind of driver it is.
Yeah.
You know, like
Aggressive.
aggressive.
What?
But yeah,
Dude, that's fucking
Elon
weird.
was saying that on a
Was it Joe?
No, it wasn't that. It was
That
some.
podcast was amazing, by the way.
That was.
It was.
When he was smoking? That's just
yeah. Well, I was like listening to it
Oh, were
through
you?
audio, and then like I was like, wait, when did they?
When did they start getting
When did
high?
they start? And like I went and rewatched it on YouTube. I was like, oh,
Right.
I
Yeah.
was like, no way.
It was super weird watching him smoke. It was like watching a fucking like an alien look at like something from Earth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the way he was looking at it and shit like that, it was so weird.
God.
And they were already drunk by the time they got there.
He's an animal.
Yeah.
He's a fucking maniac.
He's just
bro.
barely human.
You could
Dude.
tell in that first like 45 minutes of that podcast that dude is just always thinking of like ideas and.
What is he? Isn't he from Africa? Isn't he African?
He's South
He's not
African.
human.
He's South African. Yeah, yeah, that's what he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it's weird because there's that whole like culture, and I'm kind of involved in it because I think it's fucking hilarious. Where people like to take Mark Zuckerberg and make him into like the alien that he is,
Yeah,
because he
he's
is
a
a
lizard.
fucking alien.
He's
There's
a
no way
weird
that
dude.
guy's not in a skin suit, dude.
He's a weird dude.
That dude is weird, bro.
and
But then
his
you look
baby
at
back
someone
ribs.
like Elon Musk, and he's kind of proclaimed as an alien, but we don't judge him like we do
He
Mark.
like blinks sideways.
Dude, Mark is weird. He's always clammy too. He's always got like this film on him.
He speaks in bursts. It's like a gun with burst mode. That's how he talks.
I'd be clammy too if I invented Facebook.
That's
Jesus
true.
Christ.
And
That's
he was getting audited by the fucking government when he was in that courtroom and shit like that. I mean,
Yeah.
they were basically. And what a Oh man, dude,
Where
that
he's
shit
like-
was so
he's just-
stupid, bro. They were asking the dumbest fucking questions.
Like how do
they
how
didn't
do I
know
check,
shit about
how
you.
do how do I
Or they
check
didn't
my
know shit about
daughter's
Facebook.
status?
Yeah, dude, like they didn't know shit about Facebook, yet they were questioning.
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, because there was like footage of him like explaining something. Well, you can view your messages and then press delete. It was like I can't even remember
And
exactly.
they're
It's like
talking
trying-
to these bone dry fucking
You could
dudes
tell.
and females that don't even know the first thing about a computer.
You could tell
know what
it
I
was a
mean?
bunch of grandparents interviewing
Yeah,
this man.
but Facebook is fucking weird. They are a part of the 5 rulers of the Armageddon. There's like Amazon,
so.
Google, Facebook, and I forget the last 2.
Probably
Well, because think
Probably
about it.
McDonald's.
They've got information. They've got information from citizens from every country.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
there's never even been a country that's
There-
had that.
dude,
and it's even more crazy the amount of things that people share on the Facebook.
Facebook has literally started a genocide in a country.
It knows how our brains
I don't
think.
know if you've ever heard that, but they were literally sharing like
I didn't hear this.
like
I didn't either.
anti something propaganda in a country. Like there's like, you know how like in Rwanda there's like dueling like tribes or there's another country like that, and they just got Facebook, and then all of a sudden they started sharing like propaganda memes about the other side.
And it started a fucking war.
And it started like not even a war, a fucking like genocide.
Oh,
like they just
shit.
killed.
Well, then that's maybe why they should be investigated,
yeah.
because that shit's kind of
Holy
fucking
moly.
whack. Well, I feel like social media has already made its own genocide. And we're the first fucking people with social media. We're the first humans to experience it. So we have we have absolutely no proof of what it's going to do to us.
I gotta put up with my fucking 10-year-old self's messages sometimes. And
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like I click on some messages and read some from
I was
like
doing that
2011.
recently. Yeah.
It's like, what was I
What the
saying?
fuck was I thinking?
And
Why was I
everybody
talking
that's like
that?
40 years old can talk about when they're 11, and it's just like vanished in history.
Exactly.
They don't.
I was doing that recently, just going through old messages.
So was I. I was sick in my bed and
That's
just looking at
funny.
fucking
Yeah,
weird ass
same.
shit.
Oh, I was
Same
perfectly well, and
No,
I should not have been. I should not have been
You were
looking at
sick
the messages.
after.
Yeah.
It made him.
I caught the flu from it.
Dude, that shit's weird. That is weird. And people always hold so much weight onto it, like the whole Kevin Hart thing with the what was he doing, the Grammys or the Oscars or something like that. And then he had that the 10-year-old it was something about being he didn't want his son to be gay or whatever, like stuff like that. But that was
A different
10
world.
years ago.
Different world.
10 years ago.
The same thing
You know-
with James Gunn,
I don't know who's that.
the director of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, okay,
He had
okay.
like a bunch of like
Oh no, I did hear about that. I
Yeah.
did hear about that. Yeah. Yep.
He had a bunch of what? I didn't hear about.
he had a bunch of like jokes about like kitty stuff.
Weird
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, just some
very
real
weird shit.
real
Weird sauce.
shit.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
that's a different ball game, bro. I mean,
Yeah.
Kevin Hart being a comedian,
I like
joking
Kevin Hart
around
now.
about
Yeah.
his son being gay when he didn't even have a son
Yeah.
then, I mean, it's definitely something you shouldn't tweet because it's always going to be on the internet. It's more maybe a thing you say, I don't know, somewhere
Yeah.
else. But that thing about kids, bro, I don't like that shit, man. I don't like when people talk about kids, bro. That
No,
shit's
because that I feel like
whack.
that there was never like, oh well, at that time it was okay. I don't think it
Right.
was.
Yeah,
I don't think it was.
Never.
I don't care how
Never
edgy
would
you're
it.
trying to be. That's
yeah,
not
fuck
cool.
that, bro. I can't stand
Fucked
that.
up.
Is that cigarette juice over there?
Yes.
It
Dude,
is
that's
You wanna
badass.
cigarette juice.
Let me
sip?
fucking see it, bro.
I got that from Tim Heidecker's hands himself.
Cigarette juice.
I went to both of their live shows
No
when they came
fucking
here.
Cigarette
way,
juice.
bro.
Yep.
Tastes like
OG
cigarette.
fans
This is,
until
this
5.
is from Tim and what is it?
Tim and Eric.
Yeah.
Tim and Eric
Tim
awesome
and
show,
Eric.
great job.
Yeah. Spaghettis.
Light it up.
It's a
What do you do with it?
for everybody listening.
Drink it.
It's a thermos,
Oh, it's a thermos. Okay.
and
okay,
it's
okay.
the
Chug them if you got them.
the cap opens,
It's a picture of a cigarette.
and it's just a big thermos cigarette, and it says cigarette juice on it. Energy drink.
Wait, what the fuck's that top? How does that
Serve
even
lukewarm.
open? How's that even open?
Twist.
Oh,
Yeah, it's just a thermos.
let me hold it again. That
The
shit-
nutrition facts are funny.
Let me see it. That is insane.
It's awesome. I got a bunch of exclusive like pins and stuff of their faces doing.
You went
like,
and seen them?
yeah, because they've been here
I think I
twice
was
so
talking.
far.
I think I talked to you about that before.
I had one of their T-shirts. It's I had a Cinco Boy T-shirt.
Cinco
Boy, yeah. And then
Cinco Wait, was it products that they make? The Cinco products?
yeah. They had a bunch of. They had a whole bunch. They had like Cinco water bottles and stuff. It was the coolest thing.
Dude, that movie was amazing. It says
$1 billion
directions:
movie.
pop open top of can, empty contents of can into mouth orifice, hold contents in mouth for tasting or swallowing for immediate results.
They're doing
cigarette juice.
They were doing they were doing
insane.
on cinema at the cinema.
Yeah,
They were doing
he's
that
trying
live.
to run with that, isn't he now?
I don't blame him.
Yeah, is it good?
It's
I never watched.
you never
it.
got like caught up into
I
it.
only seen it when it was featured on the Tim and Eric show. I didn't watch the on cinema,
No,
like
there's-
cinema, like actual thing.
So the thing with on cinema is it's like Tim's like big thing right now.
Right.
But they started. It was originally just like an Adult Swim YouTube account like piece,
Yeah.
and they review 2 movies per episode, and it's like they don't even review it. They just get into their like family issues and stuff, and then the last like minute of a 10-minute video is actually reviewing the movies.
Oh shit.
Like the first like 9 minutes will be like issues they're having and
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
and like
yeah.
he's constantly yelling at Greg like because Greg wants to be the co-host, but he
And
won't let him be the
he's
co-host.
always playing a weird ass character, isn't he?
Well,
Yeah.
he's just an asshole host that sucks.
Yeah,
that's his character.
You know what's weird about which one is that? That's Eric, right? Or no, that's Tim, right?
Tim.
Yeah,
Tim Heidecker.
What's weird about him is he is super. He's kind of serious off of like.
He
the
is an
shit.
incredible actor.
I guess
He-
that must be it.
His satire is so subtle. It's like
'Cause I've
Tim and
seen
Eric
him
is
on-
like what formed my sense of humor.
Yeah, me too.
And like watching Tim's like like subtleties like while like
because he's kind of
acting and stuff.
He's kind of. I don't know. He just seems like super put together when he's not on the show, and then he was on the show. It's just complete chaos.
he just lets
But
it
it's
all out of
awesome.
the show.
Because I've seen him on other podcasts and shit like that, and he was definitely.
He does music too and stuff.
Yeah, he
He's
does,
just an
like-
artist.
He does like what is that like? Fucking I don't even know how to describe it. It's like folky indie music.
yeah, but it's still it's satire.
Yeah, I
You
guess
have
it
to
is,
like
'cause
I don't know. You have to like
he-
really know like Tim to
Yeah.
like
Right.
even kind of get it.
Right.
Because he's doing so many projects in life that he's strictly doing just to like troll even like
And then he was in Us, that fucking movie with Jordan Peele. That
he did. He was my favorite part, honestly. I thought that movie was gonna be really good.
That movie, I liked.
I didn't
Where was
feel
he
about
in
it.
that?
He was the white dude in the Other Family. or
Yeah.
whatever, wasn't he?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
bro.
that was him.
He had some really funny lines where there should not have been funny lines.
I mean, he's a funny dude in general. Bro.
Yeah.
Anything that him and Tim and Eric come up with is just stupid as hell, bro. And
Yeah.
so is John C. Reilly.
oh
Dude,
yeah,
his
I like John
character.
C.
That's one of my
Dude,
favorite.
his
actors,
character
bro.
on that show is ridiculous, bro.
Steve Brule.
Steve Brule, yeah.
he's but the first show I went to go see Tim and Eric, he was there.
Was he?
Yeah,
I would've-
Yeah, he came out,
Dude.
walked through the crowd.
Oh
I
my
was second
God.
row. I was second row from them.
I just watched this
was
thing. that
awesome.
He did a Steve Brule for casinos, and he was like, "Grambling's cool." And he's talking about gambling, but he's saying grambling and shit. He's always putting like R's right after the first letter of the word to make it sound stupid as hell, bro.
They dominated Adult Swim for the longest time.
They were the only
Yeah.
reason I even considered Adult Swim. Really,
Yeah, well, I used to watch Robot Chicken. Robot Chicken was
I did
fire.
when I was little too. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I don't even
even
know-
then, like I kind of like fell off of it. Tim and Eric,
Yeah.
we bought all the seasons, everything.
That and Eric Andre. I think
Timmons.
Eric Andre is just fucking groundbreaking.
We just crossed 2 hours, boys.
Do we?
Incredible.
Should we let it go, or should we keep it going? Or
This is going pretty well. If you
I
guys
think
wanna
we're
keep it
well.
going.
I think it's been a pretty great episode.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Yeah.
yeah.
What time is it right now?
It
You chop these up? Or
7:47.
you put the whole thing out there.
Whole thing goes up.
Hell
whole
yeah.
thing goes up.
Yeah.
So like,
Oh,
are they
that's
different? Are they all different lengths? I haven't seen. I've seen
Yeah.
that you started doing
Yeah, I
your
think-
podcast.
Yeah.
The only the things that I've watched that you've done was like the Real Mitchell Show. You're the star of the Real Mitchell Show. Right?
He's the star. Yeah.
I've seen that a few times.
Yeah, I think most of your podcasts are like over an hour.
Except the boxing match.
It was
We expected to be
59
this
minutes.
huge event. It was 59 minutes.
Oh, really?
What the fuck?
That's
Well,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you
There
could-
was plenty in that.
yeah,
There was
yeah, there
plenty
was.
in that.
It was a long 59 minutes
Yeah. And
in a
the
good way.
when I my 21st podcast was 2 hours.
Yeah, this is the second one we've touched.
But
2
usually-
hours
I gotta
on.
watch that one.
Usually about an
that's
hour
the one
and
you
a
got
half.
drunk on.
You don't have to watch it.
Oh my god, I have to watch.
don't
that
have
one.
to watch it.
It's a must watch.
It's a
definitely
fucking
gotta
mess.
watch
It'll
that
turn
one.
you off from
As
the
soon as we
show.
leave here, I'm pulling up.
Yeah, that's what
Instagram.
I want to watch you. I've never seen you drunk, so it's
Right.
definitely a
I got-
thing to see. It's like a, it's like
It's
Haley's
silly.
Comet, you know?
It's silly.
Yeah, it's like Haley's Comet. It comes around every so often.
I gotta say we've been on a roll. If I gotta say so myself, the past couple episodes we've been murdering it.
This is the section where Troy totally just sucks all of our dicks.
Jinxes us.
Yeah, the next one's gonna be. All
I know.
Fuck
I
this channel.
I find myself doing that too. It's hard to look at your stuff in a nice light.
Yeah.
You're always trying to like find shit that's
Well, like
wrong.
the thing is, like I do look at myself I look at a lot of my stuff in a nice light, but like I don't like it. I don't know. I don't like looking at it in a good way because then it's
Right.
You want to be
know.
critical.
Yeah, but it's so
well,
weird that you want to be that critical.
But like it's also weird. I don't know. I feel like if I see like I don't know, there's something about like let's say you're an artist and you make something and then you're like
Well, it's
that's
like
really good.
Well, it's
I
like
really like it. I still really like it. You know, and it's like I don't know.
As an
I feel
artist,
weird.
if you're content with what you're doing, you feel like you're never adapting or growing.
That's
from
true.
there.
No.
So that's probably why you got to
Yeah.
feel like that.
Yeah, that is
There's
true.
points where I felt like I was too critical on some of the shit I've done.
Well, yeah,
to the point where I kind of ruined it for myself.
Oh,
you
that's
know?
totally possible. You can definitely be way too critical. That's why I've kind of pulled away from that shit, and I've tried to give myself a little bit more of a pat on the back rather than a kick to the nuts. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because you can fucking tear your shit down real
Or a
quick,
nice
bro.
suggestion.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No,
What
nothing
is it
physical
called?
at all.
What is it called? Fucking constructive criticism. You know? Yeah. But it is like it was for sure. I could say it was really hard for me to look at my shit and be like, "That's dope," you know?
Yeah.
Because I'll make a song and I'll be like, "Fuck that," you know? Like I'll put it out and be like, "I don't like that song."
That's how I
anymore."
thought this was gonna be. When we started doing it, I was like, this is gonna suck. But then like everybody like likes it more than a lot of the other stuff I do.
Yeah.
They just think it's more fun because they can play it
Yeah.
at work, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It is weird. That is weird how you'll never be able to appreciate your own work as much as other people do.
Yeah.
Kanye's biggest regret is that he will not be able to see Kanye live.
Yeah,
God. Regret. That's not a choice.
He sure does look at things differently, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thinking outside the box.
Think he's
Yeah.
definitely in some type of box
Man.
for sure. He's in that Kardashian box, bro.
He's got it figured out. He knows what he's doing.
He knows what's
Yeah, I
he
mean,
knows
he's a smart
exactly
dude.
what's going on.
Yeah.
He's in
It's
control.
all calculated. People always think Kanye's being crazy, but he's really not that
No.
crazy. He doesn't really say that.
He knows
crazy
what
stuff.
he's doing.
Not at all.
Yeah.
I mean, he definitely said some fucking off the wall shit that people don't agree with.
Yeah. I feel like that's just his mind going.
But yeah, and
you
that's
know?
just freedom of speech, man.
Yeah.
Anybody can say anything they want.
Yeah.
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 And that's like he just.
Who can say something everybody agrees with?
Oh, nobody, bro.
Exactly.
That's why we shouldn't have a fucking
Not
president, bro.
possible.
Shouldn't be one dude leading the fucking country.
No.
You don't.
But you know what?
You're not a fan of presidents.
No, fuck presidents, bro.
I'm into tribes.
Yeah, I'm more of a tribalist. I'm Native American,
Fuck
so I'm
clothes.
with tribes, bro.
I've always
yeah,
had
I want to be
clothes.
butt ass naked.
I've always had like this thought in the back of my head where I kind of wish that like everything was fucking just chaotic.
very
I
natural.
feel
Little
that.
bit, Like
I feel that.
there was nobody in control and we could do whatever
Anarchy,
the fuck we wanted.
anarchy.
A total
Yeah,
mess.
anarchy.
Yeah.
Everybody
I
knows.
don't
But then
like the
nothing
word
gets
anarchy.
done. Nothing gets done. There has to be that focal point for sure, but
There's no progress.
it's definitely. I mean, look at what we're doing right now. I mean, there's not much
Yeah.
progress going on in the world
That's
right
true.
now. A lot of deep aggression. You know,
Yeah.
the opposite.
Anti-progression. Progressi.
Yeah, I think
Digression.
egression. That's it. There we go.
Digress.
Digress. I digress. Yeah.
God. But
That's
you know
not
what?
mine,
That was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun.
This
Well,
was an awesome.
I came on. I was like, I got some questions about the album, and like, I had them. I was like, I'm gonna blast through these. I was like, this is gonna be like 20 minutes, and then
2 hours
like,
later.
I just got to make sure we get to an hour or something, you know?
Right.
Because sometimes it's
It
like,
wasn't hard.
well, you know, yeah, you never know. Like, I bring on some people, and then
Yeah, some people can't talk, you know?
Yeah, some,
Yeah.
you just sit there.
yeah,
I did a podcast that I'll never fucking
Share.
put out there and shit the whole time because it was like weird as fuck. And if for some reason whoever I did the podcast with, I can't remember her name. It might have been like
shouldn't
Snow
edit
something.
a podcast.
That's true. That's
edit.
true, yeah. It should be one
I don't know.
following stream.
Right.
Exactly.
The lives get a little sketchy, but
Yeah,
you gotta really make sure you got somebody to.
I don't think we're going live for a long time.
Yeah, that would be cool though. Do a live.
It
show.
would be really cool, but we need to figure it out
Definitely
You need
first.
to have
Have
an on
Spencer on
switch and an
live.
off switch. For
in the
sure.
beginning of this, I was going live on Instagram.
I mean, that's basically.
I
what it
seen
is.
that. I was like, sweet.
Oh, you were doing it right now?
Yeah, I was doing it
fuck
earlier.
Yeah.
I was just- I
fuck
was just
yeah.
here.
Yeah, before I shut off my phone, I did some promo for it. So, yeah.
Sweet.
Definitely get some views off this bitch.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah,
We'll get some views off it. If you promote it, yeah, we're going to get
Yeah,
some
for
views.
sure, for sure.
God.
I'll give you guys when you guys throw up the podcast link.
Yeah, well, I'll put it out.
Yeah.
I'm
You
definitely
could put my you could put
tease a little
the I'll send you the fan link. I have this hyperlink that has everywhere you can listen to 888 on. And you can
Okay.
just throw that in the description if you want
Sweet.
to. Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll put everyone's name and whatever
Yeah,
they can get you
yeah.
for.
And then I guess we'll just do plugs right now, right? I guess we'll
Mhm.
just plug it. So
Plug it
yeah,
up.
check me out,
Run
YK So Pretty
Look
on
at that camera right
I can't really look there. I have to like I look like I have cerebral palsy if I do that. So, but yeah, YK So Pretty. You can find me anywhere music is. Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud. Yeah, just anywhere. 888 just dropped. So go check it out. Joey, you want to plug anything? Maybe Joey does
Your
body
shop.
work and paint.
Slim porno.
If you need body work and paint done, hit up Joey.
Plastic surgery.
Yeah, what's your ad, Joey?
I don't have a Twitter no more.
Oh, you don't have a Twitter anymore?
Instagram.
This man made the
Hey.
right choice.
No
Snapchat.
way.
Joe, that Asian kid.
Yeah, Joe, that Asian kid.
Yeah.
And then Booty, you got any plugs?
Yeah, you hit me on Instagram at Nelson Buddah, NELSONBUDDAH.
There you go.
Snapchat, same thing.
Hey, Nelson, don't you put on something at a bar or something like that?
Oh yeah. Check out Talent Night this coming Friday.
Is it this Friday?
We got one. Yeah, we got one
I
this
bet.
Friday.
Every
bro.
other
It'll
Friday.
Yeah, every other Friday they do
we have
stuff
one this
at
Friday.
at Waterfalls at 8 and Gratiot.
Waterfalls Bar and Grill.
Yep.
And
And
up on Instagram.
yeah, and Buddha does visuals too. He actually did a
visuals.
video for me for Pitbull. So go check that out. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet. Everywhere you can find music.
Yeah.
It's been a good time, John.
That was a good time, Jess. That was a lot
Thanks
of
for
fun.
coming on, guys.
Hey,
we
no
really
problem.
appreciate
Thank you,
being
everybody.
here.
That
Let's
was
do it
a lot of
again
fun.
one day, man.
Yeah.
I'd love to come back on.
Yeah, let me know
Okay.
whenever we're like empty and trying to find some people.
I got you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. We're definitely
Hit me up. Definitely hit me up. I'm with it.
God,
Yeah.
sweet.
Thanks for having us.
Awesome. That was fun. See you guys.